You know, you just press 6 air dash, then you press 6. You may have to press 2.
Pretty good tips you got there.
Okay, so I'm hosting for 0 views and friend invites at this point. Okay, whoever that is.
Alright, let's see. What should I do today?
Okay, Genki, you announced that we're starting and shit, and me and 0 views are meanwhile gonna fight each other up, I guess.
Okay, so podcast.
Mothman, I think you've played Denshi before, right?
Nope.
Not to my knowledge.
Although at one point I actually did play everyone, but I have basics, that's all that matters.
Everyone. Oh, red. Not my red.
Meanwhile, I have absolutely no idea what my moves do.
The
Yeah, I
J2Z wars are
G2C is actually a really bad move.
Oh yeah, backdashing into my enemy on Oki, that's...
JGC is bad, please no spam Marino.
Oh my god, is that the triumphant sword of fate?
Yes.
Holy shit.
This is why one of the casual matches.
Rip throw, dude.
So the actual main's gonna die inside.
So yeah, I only got the crush, I'm one with a good Tenchi here. Also, on the side note, I didn't edit my deck, so my deck has every single Tenchi spell and skill card, goddammit.
That's innovating.
The
I
combo.
can learn.
Oh my.
Oh shit, where's the bullet combos? Come on.
Insane punishes.
Actually, she feels easier to play than I remember. Yeah, go for escape my heat.
I mean,
Oh,
you
damn.
played a bunch of, games at this point, so I won't be surprised if you have a better movement and everything.
So I can have no idea what any character I play. Why does it not combo?
I mean, you don't have to know how they move when you just 10 or crush them
Oh,
over
no!
and over again.
Falling for the oldest trick in the book.
Why do you both have Sword of Fate in your deck?
As I said, I wanted to make a deck for this, but forgot to actually save it, so I have a very
I can understand one of you.
What
having
was that?
You have the entire podcast to explain why that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was
come on. Yeah, I got the drill.
even I,
What a combo.
Yeah,
Connection
good to know. Get on my level.
You haven't even seen the tech yet.
Oh, what?
I've got the
What's that hitbox on this
I've got
thing?
the Sword of Fate into DP.
Ooh, fancy.
What? Why was I not
yeah.
immo on that? What happened? Well, you can always watch the stream, which you're supposed to do anyway. I forgot to
yeah.
use combos.
I'm definitely watching the stream, just that which is working
I
as well as
really
I
like
want.
those protective dolls you have in your deck.
Yeah, they protect you when I hold them.
No.
Insane synergy.
Yeah, they make them die slower.
I mean, you're not wrong. I need to use them. Just make sure
how
you
much-
use it during usage. Yeah, that's
advantage does it give you? Like 8%? Was it?
I mean,
I mean, it maxes out at 20% on level 4.
it's advantage enough to annoy your opponent, and I think that's the whole point of
Super armor, how cute. Watch this. Oh yeah,
Oh, what a
Did that
tag.
no damage? What the fuck? It's okay, it's okay. What the
Got
fuck
the
can you do to take combos? That's not fair. He's practiced before.
Of course I have. I used to sub this character.
What? Why am I fighting against that?
Nice timing. I'm sure you need that filters.
Wait, I didn't even know that had a hitbox. Amazing.
You're using Earth Spirits. That's so good.
Oh god, that combo.
What? It's fine. I know what I'm doing. I just have to spam some drills since he doesn't know how to graze them. DP!
Is that Sky Attack?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Now I can play like a real game. Now I can play like it's a real game. Like this. Oh wait, that's not even
Nice.
DP input. What? Yeah, this is the thing.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the morph and right blocks.
Use it. Use your
Combo.
Morph.
Yes? Nah, he's
you
scared now of the
did-
DP.
Oh god. Oh god.
No!
God. Oh.
Why did the DP? So yeah, I've got to fight with absolutely no real deck here, so I just count myself as the winner for that round. Also, Genki, have you shared that in the beginner channel too? Maybe there's someone who wants to listen to Tenchi as well. Although they might actually fade out if they see this game.
I mean, I did use the podcast call. Guess I could actually, call more.
Hey, actually, the 6-6B is pretty cool. But it's minus, even on wrong block. Okay, that's how I learn.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
See, that's how I learned about this stuff too. Oh, I had this skill, okay.
Okay, let's see. What...
Yeah.
That's
I
a
did.
pretty.
Man,
Got him.
Ah.
Every time.
Oh yeah, real man confirmed for absolutely no damage.
Yeah,
Well, I
conversion.
mean, now you can fly up in the sky and you won't take Scorching Sun damage. So,
that was
cool,
plan,
I
of
guess.
Don't reveal my plan against him. What? So crazy.
Insane.
Why do we have to embarrass ourselves in front of everyone every podcast? Yeah, that's not gonna
that's the
roll
rule.
here.
It's part of the fun.
Did you just see the sick Morphin combo?
5AA. 5AA.
Dial A into 5AA. Yeah, get on my level.
Ooh, the jump.
Oh shit. Oh, I actually don't like this skill. This one really messes with me.
That's Gary's skill right there.
Yeah, backdash into my laser. Oh no, got drills.
Oh.
Oh, drills
Time
even
travel,
real, I just got to graze them.
The foots is.
Man.
Oh wow, I did a limiting combo, are you proud of me? I invented the combo.
This is amazing.
Come on, where's this guy attack?
Dude, how do I fix my pressure?
Just spam up drills.
Oh my god.
Yo, drill pressure now, drill pressure. Here we go,
So
pressure.
with F5A and the
Yeah, here we go.
Nice confirm.
I'm not seeing enough drills, honestly.
Okay, time to spam drills like a madman here.
I'm not sure if 2A or 5A into drill is airtight. I don't remember.
There you go.
And right block.
You have to understand that
I don't
whether
get
or
it.
not you're gonna hit your opponent, you always have to throw a drill afterwards, because if it doesn't hit the opponent, at least it starts the pressure. So just do it anyway.
Oh, he read the spell, the madman.
Got him.
Me, huh? You know that armor dies to multi-hit moves, so eat some drills, bitch. Oh, fuck.
No, Jason, you're right.
Oh,
insane
that's
air
the
block strings.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This you don't know where.
Okay, one last one, and then we should just start with the actual thing
Alright.
before we bore everyone. Okay, I don't know what deck I have here. I'm just gonna pick it and hope it's something more acceptable than what I have.
One more game, let's go. It is a good way to start the podcast, always.
Air matches?
Hold on,
No,
let
but
me
yeah,
copy
what-
Keneteu over here. I gotta fly up, do this, and then fall down J5A. It worked!
Why doesn't it work?
Counter hit combos you can do with
The sick block string of whiffing J2A.
Back on.
I don't know why so many people have trouble playing Tenchi. she's really straightforward. I think. I don't know.
Well, actually, she does seem pretty, like, if you have basics, you can play this pretty well. Not that I would
Usually
recommend
so
her.
hard for people, like,
She's
especially newer
fat.
people to play with.
Why did that not confirm? Come on now. I just gotta spam drills, you know?
She takes like 10 seconds to high jump. 10 seconds to J5A. 10
So
seconds to shoulder rails.
here's the Morphman special now, watch this. Don't charge attack. That's bullshit, Zero, come on. I wanted to try.
Yeah. Do it all.
Nah, that's not gonna work.
Hard chase. Yeah, freaking sick.
How did you start blocking mid-block string? What the fuck?
Ooh, nice. Fucking god.
Because it was
That's bullshit.
The Morphman
Yeah,
special
the
is blocked
Morphin.
out and keep blocking after that.
That special is a special. Come on, one of those bits is gonna hit you. Yes, here we go.
Oh, the
Bro, the cross up. Holy
And
shit.
bullet Oki,
Too
yeah.
good.
And the spell confirm. I can
And
come
now
on.
Diamond
you
Dust doesn't
Now
work
he's
with him.
not effective.
can...
Okay, I don't play things. I'm not sure about the spec. Like, I know that there is some use. There is some use, but right now I don't see it.
It's fine. You know what you're doing.
It's good if you can confirm it into like Typhoon or something.
Okay,
but
okay.
That's about it.
I don't know, maybe.
6 speed
no, fuck.
spell. Yes, that's the Morphman. That's the Morphman.
That was the anti-air.
The anti-air. Holy shit.
That was a wow.
Okay. Yeah, it was. For all sides involved.
Honestly, I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's a good way to start.
6B into spell.
Okay.
See, you guys can learn from me.
That was too fancy for me. But yeah, in case you didn't notice, this is a podcast. We are on the Hisouten podcast 19. Bhava-Agra seen through a salty mind. So Bhava-Agra, I actually can't pronounce it actually.
That shit isn't even Japanese. I don't think
No, it's Sanskrit. Like fucking Zune. It's Sanskrit originally. Like whatever. I can't pronounce that. So anyway, today we are here with three guesses. That's a lot of guesses. So if you guys want to present yourself.
They don't.
every time, guys, present yourself.
Yeah, okay, just go.
Alright, I'm Megapachi. You know, I've been playing Tenchi for about 6 months now, and I'm glad to be able to share some of my knowledge with you guys.
Oh boy.
You don't got a lot to share, do you?
You don't seem someone else, maybe.
Anyone else?
Yo, Keneteu.
Come on, Tabby.
Keneteu. How long have you played this game for?
I've been playing this game from back in 2010, like when it was released. Actually, this was my first 2 game. I was like really young, and I searched for a good shoot 'em up, and I looked up the 2 franchise, and then I thought, well, I just download the last test game and play some good old shoot 'em up. But then it was 12.3.
I see.
The fighters are better, am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, the shooters get kind of stale after a while. Not the songs though.
I mean, if you're a hardcore
So-
Toho fan, the shooters don't really get boring. Just my 2 cents, really.
Coming from a not secondary right here.
Actually, the worst part is that I've never played fighting before that, though. So I didn't even know this was a genre on its own.
So Zoku is your first fighting?
Yeah,
That's sort of impressive.
That's neat.
Your status here.
So
Mine
I was like, what the fuck is this kind of game?
I didn't even know it was a fighting game, honestly. I just thought this was shooting bullets, flying
Also,
around.
the story mode really plays outside of the fighting and parts, so it's really strange. It's more like one of those two spin-off game. You see?
Yeah, the story. You know, actually, when I started playing the story mode, I only picked one character, so I just thought every other character was fucking overpowered because they shot like so many bullets, and my character just shot like 5 bullets that all got destroyed.
Oh man.
It was on only story mode. Gives you OP powers.
Imagine using the story mode spell cards in PvP Soku. That should be balanced.
That's broken.
Scarlet Weather Rapture would actually be good.
Damn.
I think that would actually even out the tiers, to be honest. Screw you, Yoko. Okay, and then we also have TapDancingCrabDemon here. Hello, man. So, how do you feel about today?
What?
Back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
This guy doesn't even pay attention to it. He's just here to mess around. Perfect. Well, what I'm asking, Demon, since how long have you been playing Soku? It's a little bit less than me, right?
Yeah.
Until it was a young crab.
A little bit less. I don't know. I think I've seen Crab been playing for a long time. Like around the time I joined, which was back in February of last year. Crab's been around. He's been with us for a while now. So it's great to have you on the podcast, Crab. At least I hope so. Let's find out.
So it's time for to start the most boring topic of it all, and that's the recap of the tourneys.
Oh, come
Yeah.
So, which one shall we start first? If we go by the date, it's DC 18 first.
I don't know who won, but it wasn't Splinter, so.
Oh yeah. It wasn't,
You know.
but let me check. So
It was Ginto, right?
no wait, it wasn't. I actually don't remember. Let me check.
Don't you even remember who won?
Oh yeah, it was Ginto. Yeah, it was Ginto with Seiki being second and Pengi reaching third place. It was a pretty good tournament. I think it was pretty nice to see Ginto win. After seeing, the last time we saw Chirumiru win, so now we are seeing all the people that I wanted to see win. So I'm waiting on Splinter right now.
We're all
nice,
waiting for
Everybody's
Splinter.
won. Like you got
That was
more
pretty
men
nice.
won.
To see Splinter drop his
It's
own.
kind of sad to see a bot win DC, though.
I don't know.
It's still pretty impressive that Ginto made it this far, considering Sumaku is considered a garbage character and everything.
No,
He deserves that win, though.
I mean, the way he plays is really different from other players.
I can say that the finals of DC 18 were quite something else. It was there was a lot of whiffing and not punishing. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed myself. I don't know if anyone else was on the same line of idea, but I enjoyed myself. It was a good tournament. I think. And I want to see more from Ginto.
I think we enjoyed the commentary bias too when we were all like, go Seiki, and you're all judging his place. Like, no, you gotta do this instead, Seiki. Get the fuck up there.
It wasn't punishing. I mean, it's only natural.
We should show a clip of that next episode.
We should. Then we had beginner beatdown. Sadly, we don't have anyone here that is behind the scene of that. So.
All I know is
Hold
that
on.
Zim
Zim
does
won?
it. Zim won, yeah.
Wait, what was the last
Yeah.
BB? Was it the one where Roselle just quit the game because she couldn't
Nah,
dodge?
that was
the two BBs ago, I think, right?
yeah.
Maybe. Probably.
Yeah, because this BB Zim just cleaned everyone up.
Damn.
I mean,
Two
I kind
O's
of
across
expected
Damn,
Yeah.
Zimmerman.
Like if wait, wasn't Roselle playing? Because Roselle wasn't there. I expected either Roselle, Sonic, or Zim to win because I played them all recently, and I'm like, they're kind of getting better. They seem to know their stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up taking this next beginner beatdown.
I think
Good job to Zim, really.
I think Zim wasn't the expected player to win, which makes everything more interesting.
Yeah, he fucking like plays like once every year or something. I don't see him play that often, anyways.
I think if you get some games, but it's actually really rare to see him play, even for me, and I'm not even around that much anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Zim
he asks
plays
me
the beginner
for
channel.
stuff. He asked me for some advice about Suika, but I'm not exactly the best.
I mean, admittedly, he's old as fuck. Like Zim, I've seen Zim since like IRC. I feel like I've seen that name since IRC, anyways.
I think it's kind of new.
I noticed.
Oh well.
But it's still nice to see him doing well. So, and then we have the third tourney, which was Sokuset 107, unless I mixed up the numbers now.
Yeah, it was basically...
Blaze, you're commentating those two, right? Do you have any great memories of that tourney?
Wait, the one I commentated?
I don't think he was there for
did you
Somerset
commentate the last
107. Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't commentate that. I was too busy not listening to Tessero and doing something else important. I went to the one before that, though.
Admittedly, I passed out midstream, so I didn't really finish watching. All I know is that Huz got knocked out on round 1 by the bomb, followed by another really strong player. Like, Huz got wrecked. And he's supposed to be one of our better Patchouli players, which is kind of surprising.
I mean, he doesn't have a lot of matches. I think he's only had years of Hazeland experience, and that can't be good.
Oh, right, the Remy experience. He has faced a countless number of matches against Remelia. Of which I'm actually kind of jealous, because I need that matchup experience. Fuck you, Huz. Go on.
Nice callouts.
And then yesterday we had the Circle Saturday 108.
Wait, yesterday was 108?
No, that was 107 yesterday.
That's
What?
the one we were talking about.
Wait, what? No. You guys, no, it was 108.
Ren won last week, didn't he?
No, wait. Okay, no, wait.
Aguilandro is the current Sokusat champ now that I look at the
Yeah,
Discords.
you're right. Okay, hold on.
Yesterday was
I must have
108.
gotten something messed up.
Oh yeah, and last week Ran decided to troll, and yeah, almost lost. Yeah, that's right. That's the bomb pop off. The bomb, even though he lost pop off.
Okay, so what I've got up here is old news. Soakset 107 was 2 weeks ago.
That is
108 was
pop-off.
yesterday. Because yeah, that's right. I didn't have an image for Soakset 108, but yeah, Aguilandro won. It's because they didn't finish updating their brackets. Like I looked at the bracket for Soakset 108, Ari versus Aguilandro, and they didn't finish, so I just didn't make a picture of it. And I must have gotten confused with Soakset 107 image.
I mean, now Tessero is doing the tournaments every week, so we need to get accustomed to that. Hopefully it lasts. Hopefully. Yeah, nice tournament. Goddamn. That was... It got close once more. Goddamn. So close.
Ran again though.
Yeah.
And with that, we are actually through our tourney recap section, and now we go to the actual meat of the entire podcast. We are talking about what?
Wait a minute. They didn't actually finish. What? People didn't actually finish, writing the results of the tournament.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that Ari just didn't care.
Come on, Genki, you just killed me out of the perfect link into the Tenchi episode.
Sorry, but I mean...
So yeah, since you three guests, Pachi, Demon, and Keneteu, you have been played Tenchi for quite a while now, and now just explain to us, why do you even like this character in the first place? Like, for example, why did you start picking Tenchi, Keneteu? Was she actually your first main or not?
I actually started playing Tenchi for no reason, because of it's just Ryan 33 that told me to play her, so I did so.
Ron 33?
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. How old is Ron 33? Like, how long has he played?
Oh, he's been playing. He was like on Magister's level when Magister was still playing, so I assume that he's playing for it.
Yeah. And we've been playing for like 1 year and a half. Like all the time, just Tenchi mirrors. All day, every day for 1 year and a half.
That sounds terrible.
It was actually extremely fun, and that's how I got good at Tenko. And then I
think
went back to.
I think you're better than him,
Nice.
though, right? In terms of Tenchi.
Hmm?
I think you're better than him. Right?
No.
In Tenchi?
Say it again. I didn't understand.
Are you better than him with Tenchi?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Barely, because he really reacts really fast to some things. But since the last month, I started to get better, so it's fine. Yeah.
I feel like you have that freestyle Tenchi, like alt skill setups. Like you have a lot of creativity with this character, don't you? Because we had a set the other day, and you ran like a rock shield versus me, and you showed me some of the craziest stuff I thought I'd never see in Soku. Just in the midst of Sunflower, you activate the rock shield, and you go ham, and I couldn't do anything about it. That was crazy.
Oh, the Sun Rock, the Leaf Shield from Mega Man, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit. I even know it covered from bullets. The fuck.
That's actually a thing I've only been doing since the beginning of this year. Like, I haven't even heard of this skill card before, and I just started using it.
Right? Like, did like people complain about like Tenchi being weak to like bullets and stuff? But that thing seems actually pretty thick in protection.
Yeah. It's OP. It's really OP. I'd say.
Wait.
Like,
What input is it? What input is it?
2.
Oh,
It replaces pillars, so you don't lose much. I mean, pillars is really shit anyway.
It seems a similar. It has a similar use. I mean, they both protect you from shit, I guess.
Yeah, but not from the same thing. Like, pillar can also protect you from melee, and you can abuse this by punishing G.5A that hits the pillars instead of you.
But now that you already went into the character discussion, I also want to ask Megapachi and Dear Crab, why did you decide to play Tenchi and not anyone else, for example?
Because I felt like it.
Gotcha.
God damn it.
Because I felt like drilling people.
When I first started, I was a Suika main, and my Suika was really, really bad. I couldn't pressure, I couldn't do shit with her, so I just picked up Tenchi one day, I drilled, I started crushing some orbs, and you know.
Fucking Pucci just wants to crush people over and over again with a monster. See, Morphman, this is the type of people you hate. This is the type of people you don't associate with.
Why am I even here, right?
Yeah.
I should be spurging about those people, yeah. And you, Crab, just picture cause YOLO, huh?
Yeah. She doesn't even have a knife, Crab, so it's not even that interesting.
I never felt like switching anyway.
Except to Subako. Which is actually pretty legit, I must say.
But usually when I pick something, I'm pretty stuck to it. I never like switching.
You have picked up
just like the drills,
right?
Yeah, I know, but like I'm never gonna switch main.
It's just like the drills, they will never stop pressuring you.
Yeah.
But alright, so, now that I actually asked you guys how you get to play Tenchi, now I can let you talk freely about how is Tenchi supposed to be played. If you want, start off with neutral. How do you guys handle neutral as Tenchi?
I have no fucking idea.
You know what? Instead of that, I'm gonna give you an analogy. You ever see a rock? And you know what that rock will be in
I don't go outside that
years
often,
from?
so no.
It'll be sand. And you know what sand is? It's rough, coarse, and it's irritating. And Tenchi is rough and irritating.
Okay.
We got you.
That's some deep lore here. But how do you transfer that into neutral?
You gotta be irritating, I guess. Even though, I mean,
but Tenchi neutral is irritating because it's not the greatest. Haha, spam J2C. No, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
Then what are you supposed to do instead of spamming J2C?
Oh,
No. You shouldn't. No,
Doesn't get me anywhere, but I still like to be patient.
It's really bad because it's one of the most easily punishable spell of Tenchi. Like, she can do nothing about it, aside from Sky Attack, actually.
I don't know, like, it is kind of confusing because I know Tenchi has, she has very basic movement, and your basic knowledge of the game is basically, it's gonna dictate how you play Tenchi, like how you play this character.
Yeah,
and whether or not you are successful with this character. But what I want to know is what is Tenchi's goal in neutral? How exactly does she get in on her opponent?
Oh, this is where shit gets interesting because I believe that Tenchi is really an all-around character when you really just have to think about what the opponent can do and think about what you can do as Tenchi, because you have pretty much all the necessary tools to counter everything. I mean, you have a good anti-air, that is 3A. You have good, you have drills, which can catch pretty much everything. You have pretty fast movement that doesn't really restrain you, unlike other slower character. So you have also that working for you. And you can also pretty much abuse every single thing about her. Like, the thing is, Tenchi matches are really fun because people really get frustrated because they often lose in neutral because of one unfair shit that only happens once every 500 matches.
I know that all too well.
And this is because this is all you're supposed to play Tenchi. There's a general guideline you have to follow in neutral when playing as you would do for other character.
Do you follow a specific pattern when trying to avoid enemy bullets or trying neutral in general, or is your general goal to just keep calm and wait to see what your enemy does and counter move it?
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I also always look at the weather, the spell cards, the spirits as well. This is extremely important. Whenever you see your opponent going at 2 spirits, you have to try something. You have to get aggressive and punish him because because you're gonna get a lot out of this.
A lot of profit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's really a lot of things happening in Soku all the time, and you have to pay attention to everything. That's maybe because I don't really like this question about how to do neutral, because that's like the eternal question of Soku. I mean,
how do you play Soku?
Yeah.
Got you.
You don't. That's.
I mean, from what I've seen like before, I've seen like a couple of Tenchi players that play differently. I don't personally know which one is the best way, because I mean the one that I really lost to was Yuhei's Tenchi. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how you pronounce it really. It was a long time ago though, and he was pretty much the way you were describing her right now. Of course, good movement all about. Then I've also seen Clea. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name either, but he doesn't really. He just kind of just stays still, like from far away. Covers himself with 2-2, then starts spamming 5C and 236 over and over again, and levels up 236 too. So he just forces you to dash full screen and forces you to come in. Then I've also seen Fear just play really slow and wait until he has like 8 super armor cards, and then use all of them in a row.
Tenchi does like to slow the game.
Yeah. Claire has been really criticized as well in the GP community. Like, people say really plays dirty Tenchi.
Dirty Tenchi, yeah. But you know, I like the I like the creativity, I guess. Because it's kind of extreme to see a change from a Tenchi who is always in your face, knocks you down, and then sets up Quake and does like freaking Quake cross-ups on me. To a Tenchi that, I mean, still does Quake setups in the end, but like tends to not even try to stay in my face that often.
Yeah.
Kalea ends his pressure with 5B very often because he doesn't really like to take a lot of chances with border escapes and all those moves. I don't know. I don't personally know why he ends with 5B, but he tends to like play neutral really slow and not taking a lot of risks. I mean, kind of reflecting of the Japanese playstyle, I guess.
5B is used because it's tight from everything, and it's the fastest bullet you can throw in the game. Also fastest cancel as well, so you can really get out of pressure easily.
Just with 5B? But it doesn't really have much hit stun. It's kind of just like a little pebble you throw at your opponent.
It's a decent combo ender too.
The recovery is even shorter. You can even use it as air pressure and still punish the opponent. Yeah. Can use
air pressure. It's really
G.5B and then a G.44, then G.5A again, and you'll punish border escapes. So yeah, really a good move, but people don't really know how to use it well.
You're right, I don't know how to use it because it doesn't seem reliable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I just lack the experience, so that makes sense.
Also good for catching
people. Got wrecked. Did not hear me? Well, just what I said. I used the 5 bullets in the middle of the stream games right now, and they sort of didn't do much. Like, what's actually the point of those B bullets? I'm not meaning the drills, but the 5B.
Yeah. As I said.
Well, they're a mix-up.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
It also has a lot of other uses, like you can use it in air pressure because it does exactly 0.5 of damage, so that's the same as a melee move. So if you count correctly, you can do good pressure in the air. And also, to get that last 500 damage against an opponent that would play really defensively towards the end.
The end of the game, yeah.
Since it's a really fast move, you can pretty much punish most of things with it.
Also, people don't really react to Tenchi doing like they don't react to the exact J2B drills or drills in mid-screen. They just react to like if Tenchi shoots a bullet, then they're going to assume that it's going to be a drill, a directional drill, or a J2C.
Yeah.
So they're gonna drill. They're gonna dash in instantly, and if you shoot a J5B, you actually end up creating this baiting tactic where you can cancel quickly and then try to counter the approach.
Wow. Okay. That redefines Tenchi neutral to me. I should really try to implement this into my gameplay.
We both just kind of spammed J2C and hoped the other one would run into it.
Because that's what I saw Keneteu doing versus me. He just flew up to the ceiling, spammed J2C, came down with the J5A, and I got fucked every time.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Sorry. Spamming J2C is very risky. It's very risky, and you will get hurt for it.
This is why I wanted to talk about auto-piloting in Soku, because Tenchi is where I see the most obvious example of autopiloting to play it.
Pucci.
Like, if you... I don't know if many people know about him. Oh, yeah, still there. Honest, like, when he was still active in Soku. This guy played...
Cute posting mod? The cute posting mod. Yeah, yeah. Like, he's been playing for longer than I have, even Tenchi. And he was always stuck in this same skill bracket for all of the years he's spent.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Oddness.
Oh yeah, that dude.
Yeah, but he isn't the same. He isn't the same in that position. Like most Tenchi players actually get stuck because there's a really comfy zone where you win against most lower players by just spamming G.C, but then again you get punished for it really often by other players, so you don't really know what to do.
You end up being someone like, this move is shit, but it beats like everyone, so I'm just gonna use it. But it's not real, guys. You're just supposed to beat me every time.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And even against stronger player, it works some of the time because you can't really do much against it. But the fact that it works sometimes doesn't mean you should use it so heavily. Yeah.
So to sum it up, just sum up how does Tenchi Neutral work? Just sum it up in a few sentences. Whoever wants.
I think I wrote something down about this. Yeah. Your usual tool as Tenchi depends on the opponent, as I said. Like, you have pretty much everything going for you. You have a good 6-6A that is equivalent to Alice's. Your 6-6C is also really good at catching bullets, since it really dashes forward really fast.
And it does have grace frame.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Wait, 6-6C has grace frames?
Yeah.
But you have to
no,
be
frame
careful.
fucked up the reviews.
That's what I was using against you, and it was working.
Actually, the problem is it doesn't grazes on startup, and the first active frames doesn't graze. The first active frame doesn't graze either. So if you hit your opponent and there's a bullet on top of you, you're gonna get hit as well. So you
Yeah,
have to take that
it
into
does
account.
5 through 15. Those are the frames it grazes, if I recall correctly.
That's something I can work with, alright? That's something I can work with, alright. So I need to write down that stuff too, because Keneteu is messing me up way too much. I need to make notes.
It's also extremely unsafe on block and wrong block, so yeah. You have to be really careful when using it.
Even on a wrong block. Well, that's a lot of 6-6Cs,
Yeah,
but yeah, alright.
But my
you can
best
use-
Tenchi neutral move is doing charge 6A and people running into it.
Hey, what do you think I did? Charge 6A is legit.
Wait, doesn't it have the same animation? The same animation as 6C, I think.
No.
No, it doesn't. It's a charged elbow. You're just running into it.
Alright.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have a more natural if you want.
And if they block high, if they block low, they get crushed. So
Yeah, that sounds like every high attack, Tabby. That moves you forward.
Yeah, Tenchi can't even crush on high block. It's kind of sad. That's why we have drills.
3 charge attacks, they all crush low.
Yeah, but it's not a problem. You mostly use it to catch his airborne opponents.
Wait,
since
what?
Yeah,
this is-
I thought-
pretty good.
I thought charge. I thought charge 3A was a high attack.
It does, but it only crushes
Fucking Yosef.
on.
Okay.
I mean, you use it against airborne opponents. This is its all purpose, like 3A.
But yeah, it's mostly. Well, you can use 3A and block strings and corner, but
Yeah. Also, there's something not a lot of people know about, is that the charged version of 3A has a way bigger hitbox, and
Yeah.
also it's
Yeah,
behind
that's
you. But it doesn't hit right in front of you. So
Yeah, the crazy bad blind spot for no apparent reason.
What? So is it like soccer?
damn you,
6A?
short character.
yeah,
Yeah, it has a blind spot.
That's
Like-
unfortunate.
Crouching or your Suika, Romelia, you can just go through that with no problem.
And while we are on the topic of like basic attacks and playing the neutral, I think we can move right into pressure though, because that is our next portion of the topic. I don't know who would
Okay.
like to start us off on what Tenchi is supposed to do in neutral.
Impressive.
Didn't we just say
I
that?
mean, pressure.
No. We were talking about neutral. We're in pressure now.
Oh,
Tenchi pressure makes you rethink your life. The ability to go to college, go into crippling debt, and have a midlife crisis before the pressure's all over.
I know that feel all too well. That's how it makes me feel.
No, jeez. I don't
But
know.
yeah, okay.
Tenchi pressure kind of feels like it feels very staggered, like super staggery, because everything has a really high recovery, and it's either you cancel into something or you do not. So as Tenchi, what I would do is like spam 2A, and I would even stagger 6A sometimes because it seems to work as long as I get the wrong block. I don't know. What can you tell me about it?
Yeah, 6A is good. Pressure. Like if you really want basic, 5A, 6B, J5A, repeat. 2A is a mix-up. 6A can also be in there. 6A isn't tight sometimes, especially in mid-screen.
6A is really, really, really bad. You don't want to use it.
I noticed that actually myself during our matches. When I used the 6A, the enemy could just jump out freely. And even if I used the melee skill, it didn't catch every time.
Well, she doesn't have that good a range, it seems.
I mean, the problem with 6A is that in every single possible case where you're gonna be able to use it, you're also going to be able to use 3A, which has a better hitbox, which is air unblockable, and goes out faster as well. So never use 6A.
Dude, like 6A is a normie fighting game overhead looking like thing because it's 21 frames. It has a pretty distinctive startup animation, I'd say. So it tends to actually be right blocked pretty often, which is why I don't really like using it that much either.
You just have to use 3A instead. In
3A is good. Yeah.
Also, that 2A has the same frame advantage as Yuko, I think. Minus the dumbass range of it, I think.
3A.
2A, 6A, I like using it. It's kind of, I mean, it's dashing high. That's actually plus on run block. Pretty good for. I usually just like do 2 guesses of high and low, and then go into a drill. And plus, the drill is plus on block, whether you whether you flight cancel it or not. I think it's like plus 4 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, but you have to react to it.
Yeah. You can't chicken block out of 6B resets. You can't really mash after it unless you have a really fast jab, because Tenchi's 6B is, I mean, Tenchi's jab is like plus. No, Tenchi's jab is 9 frames, I think.
Yeah, it's one of the slowest in the game.
And I've had like Yomu 2-8 1A me after trying to do a 6B reset. I don't think I don't know if that's real, but I feel like there are some characters who might be able to jab you out. Though it doesn't really matter that much.
It actually does against some that really get a lot out of it, and you have to adapt your pressure in consequence, like Oku, for example. This is the best example. Where
fucking bird.
And there's you actually have to be really careful when pressuring with Tenchi, because the shit he uses against some characters isn't gonna work on others, because the drills have a really small hitbox, and most of characters can just hold down and dodge everything, and you can't 2B, and since you can't use 2B, nothing is tight in your block string, so they can high jump at every single occasion.
Yeah, that's right. Also, one thing I wanted to say before I forget, it might be a little, like, I might be skipping a few steps here, but when people use 623 alt, the slashy, I don't know what's the right name of it. They tend to actually cancel it way too early after a melee.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it's not mashable, right?
Yeah. It's not mashable. There's no point in cancelling it right away, unless you're facing someone which has a really strong DP in hand, and you don't want him to use it, so you make it tight. But as a general rule, you should always leave some frame.
Yeah, this is actually a problem that happens with a lot of Soku players. Soku moves in general tend to have quite a bit of hit stun, and whenever someone tries to punish mash or try to stagger, they actually end up not staggering in the end and making all their stuff unmashable. And then when they try to go for a mix-up that's actually mashable, that's when the jab comes out and they're like, "Fuck, how do they guess every single time?"
Well, the thing you should always do is just put frame traps on your move.
Yeah.
Because it's no point
Do you mean like
not doing
delay
so.
everything, or actually?
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
I don't know
there's actually a timing that you have to practice when it comes to staggering.
Like if your move is +4, for example, you have to wait 4 frames before pressing the button, so that the opponent might be able to mash, but will lose anyway. You see. Also, we were on pressure. We were still on pressure.
Corner pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we talked about the melees, unless you have something else to cover about the melees. But usually when you use 6B, it branches out.
As a general rule, there's 2 things you have to learn about Tenchi to properly pressure. It's just knowing when to do tight drills, Shen, when you just throw drills one after the others just to do all damage, and resets every time you get 1 block. That's all you need to do. Yeah, because since you're plus on every 1 block, you can reset it into more melee and more 1 blocks, and just tie
You
the
can turn it into a
opponent.
crush. That's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Jesus, you react to every round block and then just keep doing that. But that doesn't happen.
React
There's
to every
also
rumble.
a lot of different playstyle you can adapt. Like I've tried to force the opponent to border escape, like really early on, by using only drills. And when the opponent gets at like -2 orbs, you get really aggressive and try to go for easier punish and pressure.
The adaptation
Just-
stage.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like this isn't... Something that isn't said enough is that drills don't actually do a full orb, they do 0.9 orbs.
0.9. Yeah. This was actually not the case in previous games, and it was a huge problem.
Hey, that means that if you just right block every one of Tenshi's melee, then eventually she's actually not going to be able to pressure you anymore. She runs out of orbs first before you.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. See more from you just gotta right block everything, man. We'll be fine.
Oh shit, I never considered that.
This is why you also have to learn when to abandon pressure as Tenchi. Like, if you don't get your user wrong block right at the beginning of pressure, or if the opponent starts having more orbs, then you have to back away right away.
So as opponent, what can I abuse in that fact? Make it clear for me, because I'm still unsure what to make of that info.
As the opponent, you said? Or as Tenchi?
If I'm getting pressured by Tenchi, but I have more orbs than her, like, how do I deal with that?
Just beat you the drills.
Yeah, pretty much. Because as soon as you be, you're gonna have an orb advantage on Tenchi, and she won't be able to press you as much as she could before.
But can she just follow up with another J8 AE because it's fairly fast?
Yeah, but as I said,
She has the orbs for that combo.
Yeah.
I see. So I pretty much gamble to escape, and even if I get caught, I don't eat much.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't consider it like that.
You always have to look at your orbs and your opponents at all times to adapt your pressure and pretty much everything you do.
And how is Tenchi supposed to deal with that? Just... Crap, you go.
Spirit management is important.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it on pressure. Actually, I have a lot more to say, but that's more technical.
I mean, you could say that, you know, when she uses earthquake, like half of that fucking effort got down in one, because you used all the effort to set up the quake, learning how to set up the quake, so that you don't put as much effort crushing people because they fucking lost 2 orbs on the wake up.
No, this comes later. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Use it
are
if you want. Use it if you want. It really takes a lot of time to train.
Yeah, it's effort to really learn earthquake. EQ. There you go. That's how you say EQ.
What I do in my head is that I've been playing for so long, but I think this is the case for everyone. That you can have a general idea of every wake up in the game, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, now
I know at least.
that you mentioned the earthquake, we might as well cut into the Okizeme. How do you pronounce it? Okizeme topic. Like, how does Tenchi Okizeme work? I mean, you just mentioned the earthquake. I think it's one of the easier things to set up. I don't know.
No, it's
Wait.
no, it's
Required.
not. It's not easy at all. Like,
Does it only work on
You gotta
specific
know
combos
every-
where you can set up the quake on characters? Because I know if you, for example, limit with a J6A, just for example, you have much more time than if you were to limit with a normal, I don't know, 6-6A for example. Yeah.
Just using 3A to finish a drill combo is much more optimal for Quake style.
Yeah. This is actually mandatory option for some character if you want to correctly push them afterwards.
I mean, even in the worst case scenario, you can always Okizeme with neutral jump, react to the attack, and J5A, right?
Yeah. But this is something you can do with every character in the game, so.
Also, we never. Oh, actually, we'll get to that later. Talk about cards.
I want to get back on Quake real quick because most people think that this is going to be a huge work to learn all the wake up data, but most of the time, as I said, people already have a general idea of every single wake up in the game, and you don't have to know about the raw tech data because the point of the Quake Oki is only to cover neutral wake up, and you have to cover the ground tech with Tenchi.
Only neutral wake ups? I thought it works also against outtechs and intakes. I mean, provided you read them in some cases, but.
Yeah, but but this is a gimmick.
Is that a gimmick? I feel like this is really it's really real because you do the Oki and then you get a pretty much unright blockable setup if you guess everything right, of course. But
it's not. It's not because think about it.
Wow.
If I set up the Quake for ground tech, you're gonna know about it as well because you know the timing.
That's true.
Yeah. So why do you not just neutral wake up and I jump instead?
Yeah, that shit has a lot of recovery too, like the C wake. C quake.
Yeah.
Like it would only work against someone whose neutral wake up is at least similar to the out tech to some point. Like Vermilion,
Raisin
too, right?
And yeah, that's pretty much it. So you cover the neutral wake up and you cross up on the forward tech, and if he was in the corner, then it's just in the corner. So yeah, that's still an advantage for you. Learning how to cross up is really important, not only as Tenchi but as every character. So yeah.
Is there any specific character you have trouble
Go.
I mean,
Anybody that has a long.
No,
It's
actually,
probably like everyone with a long tech is probably a difficult task, but I'm pretty sure Tenchi can just J5A and use drills or whatever afterwards. I'm not sure.
it's actually easier against Oku because I have already defined setup that does all of the things I want. It's just 3A instantly into Quake, and then you cover natural Wake, and then you just wait at the middle of the screen to cross up if she ground stick, and just get back in the corner if she doesn't. That's actually the easiest character to set up.
And you know.
Yeah.
I mean, let me just ask, how do Crab and Pachi, how do you handle Kizeme with?
I don't.
Oh, well,
see, that's how you can learn something.
while we're on it, I also want to discuss something really important. When it's okay not to finish combo if you want to pressure afterwards. Like you end the combo near the end, just before the GLA, and you just reset it into pressure instead.
You're gonna deal with some characters' dumbass wake-up times.
Yeah. So if you're facing, for example, I was thinking about Yukari, especially. Yeah, against Yukari, you don't even want touching the ground, so just resets every time.
Yukari, you probably have plenty of experience with that.
Yeah. What was the next topic?
I mean, after Okizeme, how does Tenchi, like, if you lose neutral, what the hell do you do then? Like, how does Tenchi deal with defense?
She gets fucked. That's
Tenchi's
she doesn't have the greatest.
You have a DP, if you choose to run it, of course, but you have it.
The reversal,
But it's
the
bad
DP.
because you can't.
I have, yeah. You can use the default 6-2-3 if you still have it to get out of pressure against bullets and nuggets.
Then what are its grace frames actually? I know that the default 6-3 is grazing, but does it start from frame 1 or does it start later?
Yeah, it starts from frame 1.
Yeah.
On frame 1?
Yeah.
Frame
That's
1, yeah.
broken. I would use that mid pressure all
Frame
the
1.
time. Then, like,
It's-
what speaks against that?
Yeah, but it's unsafe on blocks, so...
Okay. I mean, of course, that makes sense. It would be really dumb.
Another
to be
thing,
honest.
like, just repeating what he would say. He's actually somewhat okay with Tenchi defending because whenever she does get like one guess with a poke, if she guesses correctly with a poke, she actually does get, I think, more damage than any other character would get for mashing correctly.
Yeah, I was
Mostly just 2A pokes and 5A. But it works.
I was
It's kinda
getting onto this as well. You have actually a lot of tools of Tenchi. Obviously you still have to have a cone at all time on you, but this is the case for every character. You can use the DP, the Sky Attack, which makes the opponent really scared about pressuring you. So this
Or
is
having a reversal card.
Yeah. Using the 3 card or 5 card reversal.
Then let me ask personally.
The 5 card is that you don't even have to worry about it if you're Yomu or like Remelia. You don't even have to worry about it because you can't get hit by it.
Yeah. I actually don't even use it anymore on any deck because it's just way too hard to land it. And people are gonna be wary of it and never get into that sweet spot you want them to be to hit with it.
Let me ask you while we're at this, what do you think is more preferred, to have the Sky Attack as a DP, like actually using the skill card, or just stacking your deck with the free cost spell? Like what do you think is working more? Because like if you use the skill, of course you can use it every time, but if you use the spell, you have space for a different 6-3.
This is quite an
Yeah.
important question.
I like running Hengeki and just like 2 world
On
creation
Genkiing
cards.
people.
Ongeki is actually all of this depends on the deck you choose at the start.
Like, why not just stack your deck with reversals?
Like Tenchi is really a diverse character, and you can play a 100 different way.
Okay,
Like,
then if she's diverse, then let me ask you this. So, in your main deck, Keneteu, what is your 6-3? Do you have an alt or do you use the default? In your main deck.
I don't have a main deck anymore, but
What do you prefer the most then? Let me put it like this. I want
Most
to
of the
ask
good
you
players
all,
don't have a
like...
main deck, dude.
That's good too, but let me ask you in your main deck, what 6-3 you think for yourself is the best one? I want to ask everyone this.
shouldn't we cover this in the skill part?
Yeah, I think so.
Because-
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then continue with your defense, or... Well, then continue with your defense talk, if there's much more to say.
Yeah. Actually, this is really. This is important because, as you said, depending on what skills you use as your Tenchi, you're gonna have a lot of different options in defense. Like, not having pillars is a huge down because you can't use it to cancel Jipan 2C into finishing an opponent that would be too aggressive with you. Yeah. So not having the default pillars hurts you, but not having the default 6-3 also hurts you. And yeah, the default 2-1-4 is also really fast attack. You can spam in pressure if the opponent expects a DP. You can use this as well to punish any attempt while still being pretty safe.
Well,
Okay.
So that's about all the defense planting she has. I mean, Megapachi and Crab, you kind of were silent during the talk. Like, how do you
Ooh,
handle?
I just love mashing the use spell card button. Use my reversal.
World creation
So
press
you're-
and the 3 spell card reversal. I mean, they're really good.
It's decent, but there's a specific matchup that we can talk about later in matchups that card gets.
it's the
Okay.
matchup where the other opponent runs Dragon Star and
Wait,
shits on you.
just
Which
Why
card?
do we have-
Which card?
just start right away with the cards anyway you want to use.
Which card?
3 card.
The reversal, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. In which matchup is this most effective or less effective?
Sakya.
Okay, so we're starting off with spells?
Well, why not? I mean,
Alright.
and spells, like, as I said, I want to go back to it and ask which 6-3 do you guys want to run? I'm really curious to know what everyone thinks. We have everyone from every skill level here.
Okay. Sometimes I run Sky Attack as a joke, or just to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna run a DP because I feel like it.
But is it your best? Like, what is it really the best 6-3 you have? That's what I want to
It's
ask.
obviously Slashy.
It's Slash.
It has the best 6. Default is default is decent. I think it's a decent card. Because it can catch people that's like bullets.
In my opinion, like, yeah, Slashy's better, but you also need investment for it. So I don't really see a problem with not running Slashy and going for something else. I don't use DPs in general as a general.
But I think
general
if you,
me.
the Slash,
like
for example, does it not work I mean, if you run the normal DP, the Sky Attack, wouldn't it work in the same way as Slashy as a BE Punish?
Slashy is Slashy actually combos on hit if you hit with Slashy. It also cancels into spell cards unlike the fucking DP.
The DP doesn't cancel to spells?
No,
I
it
don't
doesn't.
know that.
No, it
I
doesn't.
haven't tried it.
Also, another thing, the default cancels. I guess the default would do something similar to what Slash can do in like
No, it
pressure,
doesn't.
but not as good.
As long as you aren't finishing with it.
not nearly as good. You can't do anything in pressure with default.
Not even like catch a 6B BE or something?
Oh yeah, but this is something that
Like
nearly...
you can
Yeah, that's pretty much like the only thing I know that it catches
like
6B.
if people graze 6B, you can throw out a 623 ball, I guess. But
Yeah, but this is you could also acquire the same result with any other 623. So
yeah, you can do that with 6.
Because like I don't see why you would use the default 63 at all if you could just use the slashy slash.
You know what?
Because you save 4 cards.
Yeah, as Blaze said, the only problem with Slashy is that
Slashy is really totally best used when you just throw it out and people run into it like they're fools.
no.
But
Yeah,
I don't
this
think
has happened
Slashy
more
has
times.
issues with deck
People
space.
like with it.
Is what I'm saying.
You have to commit to level 2 with Slashy because otherwise you're not able to limit of it.
I mean, you're gonna feel like committing to it when you get knocked down and it's Sakia and you need some defense cards, you know?
Yeah.
Or when
Yeah,
you're
not-
playing Yomu and she has clones and you really need that Talisman or Hengeki, even though Hengeki kind of dies to clones anyways. But the point is, you're gonna need a lot more defensive cards the tougher the opponent gets, and you're gonna have to choose an option between trying to be super defensive and try to run slashy, or defending yourself better with defense cards. That's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah. Another thing that's important to say about Slashy is not if you don't run it, you can't do proper setups with 4 cards and 2 cards, because Slashy gives you a really specific spacing that is required to 4 card to do its maximum of damage.
Also, not good as Oki.
Hmm?
Like you can't finish. It's not a good way to set up an Oki.
What did you say?
Like it
You
does.
can't finish it to say.
Well,
Can't use it as a finish.
it's
So
not
that's
getting,
why.
I'm not getting everything.
I
It's
think you
lagging
can
really
set it up with Oki if you limit with the last hit of 63C. I think it gives you enough time to set up Earthquake.
Yeah. No, this really depends on the opponent. I mean, on the character you're facing. Like, are you gonna be able to set up a Raisin after this, but not a Yuko or a Noku, for example?
Yeah, remember Yuyuko's wake up is around almost 3 times as fast as Raisin's.
Yeah.
Wait, how is it really that fast, or is it just
it's
the next
really
iteration?
that fast. Raisin's is
Oh.
like 45 or 6, I think. It's like 20.
And she's
And
a
since I'm
short.
retarded at math, I'm just gonna say it's 3 times.
But okay, how do you deal with that then?
Well, since Yuyuko has a lot of difference between her neutral wake up and her out tech, and the distance isn't really as huge as Oku's, then you really just have to cover the neutral tech without guessing. I mean, you just have to you have to cover the neutral tech without knowing that she's going to neutral tech, and then if you whiff, then you follow the out tech, and that's it. Pretty much Oki Yuyuko every time.
So you just non-cancel you G5A into anything and dash afterward.
What? You're all turning so silent here. Like, just let out what you want to talk about, Tenchi. Like, we're just leading along the way what you want to talk about. Something you really want to mention here. Right now we are at the skills and spells point.
Okay, third skills. We just did 6. How about 236? Because 236 skills are like 236. They're like not great, but they're not bad. They're pretty decent. All of them are pretty decent. They all have different uses.
Wait, I only know the anime sword and the laser's full screen thing.
Yeah, the other one is the Heaven and
Press.
Yeah, the Bleach Gatsuga Tensho looking like thing, and then the lasers. I don't know what the other the final 236 is. Oh, I think it's the rock smash,
Yeah,
right?
Yes,
it's
it's
the
two
rock-
rocks
Oh,
that come
right. That's
together.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Heaven and Earth Press. I don't know. Keneteu used it on me before. I thought it was pretty neat.
It's a card that you don't see very
236.
often.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I don't even know where it hits, where it comes from.
It just seems like a combo finisher.
But
I'm not
it's
too sure.
melee, right? It's a melee skill because
I don't even know
No.
because I got hit by it. Like, how the fuck? I was totally
it's
crazy.
melee. I'm promising you it's melee because Bola kept using that in speed I couldn't graze it. So I'm just going to go out and call it melee skill.
It's a melee bullet.
It's a melee bullet that
It's a...
Yeah.
only
yeah.
melees when they.
But actually,
It's a type.
you guys probably have experimented about the Heaven and Hell press. Like, why do I not see any of you free use it? Like, what's its positive points, what's its negative points, and why do I not see you guys running it, for example?
Wait, what
Well,
card?
Which
The
skill?
longer you charge it, the farther it goes. But that's the problem. It
The
takes
rock
a while.
smash?
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
the-
No,
Heaven
for
and
us,
Earth.
2, 3, 6. Yeah, the longer you hold it, the farther it goes. But
I
it's
think
just slow.
Yeah,
I
go
think
Keneteu.
I don't know.
the reason
I
why
don't know.
people
I don't really see this skill gust a lot.
Mm.
Much.
Wait,
people-
Keneteu, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, the reason why people don't use it is because I've been pretty tyrannical on the Tenchi server and pretty much forcing everyone to play an outdated playstyle, which relied on things that weren't this skill, for example. But I actually think this is a really decent skill, and it has a lot of uses. Like you can use it to catch border escapes. You can use it in neutral to cover a pretty wide area. And also, you have to take into account the fact that it stops you in mid-air, no matter what was your momentum before that. So you can use it to avoid some move and punish things. Yeah.
Air cancel, huh? So can you? I don't know. Can you use this in mid, like aerial pressure? Can it be used to crush in mid-air?
No, it doesn't do any orb damage. Neither the impact nor the bullets themselves. So you can use it. You can't use it for that purpose.
Man, that's unfortunate. I mean, it looks like a neat skill, but the startup is what turns me off half the time.
Yeah, I feel like you can get sniped out of it pretty easily, can't you?
Yeah. You use it to snipe people grazing or just wanting to use GM point 5A at you.
All right.
I personally like the default 236 because it's good cheese and sprinkle,
Oh yeah,
it's
Sprinkle
small.
D236 does so much damage.
and you can just hop in the air and.
And it's a bullet
Bam,
clear, except for
succeed.
Yuko. Screw you, Yuko, go die. Okay.
Another important use of default 236 is weather control, because it cancels Spring Ace in one instance, for example, or
Oh yeah, that shit creates so many red little
yeah.
bars.
That's a
If
lot of
you-
things.
This ends Spring Haze if you graze it?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
You don't know about weather mechanics, Zero
No,
Fields?
well, I know about Spring Haze, but I didn't.
You don't know
this one
about
was-
your... Oh.
Your own character's weather?
Yo, fuck this shit.
The red
I mean,
crystals, you know?
yeah.
That one mechanic that no one pays attention to.
The only time this really sees like Patchy can only really like eliminate one weather in Spring Haze is when she's running her A236 flamethrower. But that's for another time.
I think the character who best eliminates weather like in an instant is Suika because her sea bullets just create so many red crystals.
Yeah.
Anything out of the 236s that you guys wanted to talk about, or do you want to move on to like I don't know alt
I mean,
2s?
we haven't talked
Oh yeah,
about
we haven't
the
talked about the last
potential, but...
wave,
Oh,
the red
you can,
slash.
You can also use it to force opponent to border escape, because if you level it up to level 1, it does 3 orbs on block. So
Red
Yeah, it does a lot of because it works block. And
It's also thick
and
as
yeah,
fuck.
don't just you prevents people that spam bullets from range. There.
It's thick. It's thick.
I mean, this
Really?
is one thing I have to play around whenever I'm fighting Tenchi. This laser is the epitome of stop doing things, Patchouli. Just stop. Just sit down.
Yeah.
Doesn't Patchouli just fly over that shit?
Yeah, but we like to
not
do this
gonna
thing
do
called
anything,
land
so-
cancel. And I don't know.
What the hell is that?
I mean, J3 doesn't land cancel, I think, because it immediately stops you in the air.
Yeah, it stops you.
But either way, like, Patchouli can't really... She's not gonna fly full screen in J5. She's not nearly fast enough for that.
Nope.
Okay. Well. Oh yeah, we were talking. Did you talk about the red slash? Red slash.
We don't. I'm not sure we need to talk about.
We haven't talked about it, otherwise you wouldn't ask. That's how it goes, yeah.
Is it the Scarlet Sword temperament?
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything that, like...
It doesn't really.
Yeah.
It doesn't really
add
do anything.
to what Tenchi can already do.
That's what you say, but this is the skill that whenever a Tenchi runs it, it messes with me because I never expected. Like I think it's A623 and I get sniped out of something because it's got a big area, doesn't it?
Although it's really slow when it...
Blaze, I know you have a boner for this.
I mean, okay, you can laugh at me, but
Of course,
this is
I like the 3.6
it's really
actually,
slow.
because it's like a better 5C to me because it actually has some nice density to it.
Yeah, it's got good density, and you can do combos with it.
Plus, it's like it looks like 6B in the fact that you can actually block string with it. Though it like 6B is obviously better, but it looks cooler than 6B, I guess.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So it's got density. Would you use this thing in neutral? Like
Yeah, I would use it. I would spam the fuck out of it. And it's like a better Genki meme with a green slash. That's what I feel like it is.
Shoutouts to
Yeah.
Genki.
I'm still here, and what else were you talking about? But I actually don't know what you're talking about.
I was talking about Tenshi's Red Wave, that it's like the Genki meme,
Oh,
but
the
better.
Lost to Stand Scout. I wanted to check the density of this slash thingy to actually.
I'm pretty sure it's better than the Genki meme. Like,
It's not. First of all, it's not something I use so much to call it something, Genki meme. First, second, it's actually a B1 bullet, which is able to go up to 2 hits, so it's kind of decent.
I think Tenshi's Red Wave is like 3 hits. Just guys, I don't know. It's multiple hits.
You know
I know
what?
that.
Like
I'll just
3 hits
check.
or something.
It's easy. I'm just checking the density.
All right.
Now you got
Let's
me
see.
curious.
Let's see what's better, the Tenshi meme or the Genki meme.
It's not. God.
How can
Okay.
Genki have a meme when he is a meme?
See,
The meme with
okay.
You got it.
So Lotus Ten Scout is
Like 1 hit until level 3. I
is
think.
okay. It actually gets a B2, so it's B2, but it's once until level 4. Then Tenshi. What's the move actually? What's the name?
The Cuck Lotus Stand Scouts.
Scarlet Sword Temper, pretty sure.
The Chad Red Wave.
I guess it's the Scarlet
Sad, right?
Sword of Temperament. You're
Yeah.
right. It's B3, B4, B5. Jesus Christ! It goes up to B5. Jeez.
Dense bullets, boys.
That's dance.
It's the Chad Red Wave, man.
It's a chat.
Sadness. Oh well.
It looks like there's a character that uses her sword better than.
She doesn't even use her sword much. Come on.
But she shoots
And she
lasers
has
out of the
the
sword.
best sword.
This is.
Oh, guys, come back to whatever you were talking about.
That's
Like,
like a,
do
like
no
a super
offense.
anime skill.
I mean, it's already pretty hard to level up any skill as Tenchi, so why would you waste your time with this?
I can dream, damn it. That's why.
You know what happened to Ichigo when he unlocked the final Getsuga Tensho?
What did you just say?
I watched.
The Sokunor is getting too deep for me.
Oh my god, I watched that anime too long ago. Alright, moving on.
Yo, let's talk about the A22s.
The 2-2s, yay!
Yeah,
Pillar, yay!
Start off with
Time to let Crab talk for
Guardian
free.
Keystone, yay! Don't use Awakening the Earth Spirit.
Okay, alright,
What do you mean don't use Awakening of the Earth Spirit? This card's
Yeah.
broken.
Alright, I'll just put all of these on the screen. That way we'll all be talking about, or on the same page.
The only reason why people don't like the Awakening of Work Shield is because it's hard to use, and people don't really know how to abuse it really well. It's also extremely buggy, so you have to deal with it.
Buggy? what
Yeah.
Buggy? I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have to know every interaction with any bullet in the game to know to use it properly, because otherwise you're gonna get it by.
Wait, which skill
everything.
card is this again?
The walk shield.
The walk shit?
The watch.
The walk shit.
I
Shit
think
that
he's
works.
talking about Awakening the Earth.
The
Yeah.
what?
That
The what?
thing that burrows itself in the ground, right? It causes that earthquake thingy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually have a quote about that. Let's see from the outside.
What does it
Tenchi's-
even do in the end? I don't even
Tenchi's
know.
ground dildo drill is the best ult. It grows and stuff, but the ground one grows bigger and bigger. But it explodes
Oh, no.
all over the ground.
Where
So you
does
have to
this
keep
come
whacking
from?
it.
I thought we were talking about the leaf shield from Megaland. Sorry.
I think Blaze's growing dildo kind of stole the show.
No, it's Tenchi's best skill card, the one that she
So-
puts a drill in the ground or something like that.
I
Oh.
feel like
shit up
doesn't it have like earthquake mechanics? Like I feel like this.
Yeah,
card
I
is
don't
kind
even
of-
know what it does.
So you gotta kick it.
You gotta
It's
kick it, so it's kind of a setup skill.
Well, you can
Yeah.
hit it with anything and it'll pop.
Yeah, but you can't.
Any melee.
It's nearly unusable.
But it's
because-
just enough when you have
Yeah.
regular.
Like the
Not
other
very
two are
good.
just so much better.
Yeah.
So there's no real point in actually running it.
So leaf shield and the default tutu.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one is
Uh,
a waste of time.
We'll talk about guarding keystones. It can cuck many bullets, especially bullets that suck, like Aya's.
Suck.
Pretty
Alright,
sure it
alright.
beats out really good bullets too, like Yukari's,
Yeah.
doesn't it? So it's pretty decent in the matchup against her.
It's
Yeah.
mandatory.
It's like Suwaka.
to carry. I mean, there's no reason to use anything else against Yukari.
Although removing D22 is it kind of hurts your
D2.
combo game, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
this is why I run Sky Attack as well.
I figured that was only like leveled up D22 because I know that when you level up D22,
It's just
you
level
get to use
1.
it.
It's just like,
Yeah, level 1 D22 is air usable.
So how does
Yeah.
how does removing D22 from level 0 mess up your combo game? Like what do you actually lose?
Because there's a lot of combos that end in D22 that like a lot of air combos that you can
mostly
use.
just the air combos.
It's
Yeah.
baby's air combos where you just fucking.
But it's
do it.
just that it's a
Keep
good,
K2.
decent defensive wall. It's not.
The fortress, the
Okay.
rock,
Yeah.
Tenchi.
Alright, well about the guarding keystones, is there like a limit to what kind of bullets this thing absorbs? Like can you penetrate this thing? There's no limit.
There's no limit.
You mean to tell me that this can block like Royal Flare?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Actually,
really?
there's,
I didn't
know
yeah, but there's some special interaction with infinitely dense bullets, because it makes every infinitely dense bullet it's every frame. So Royal Flare is gonna crush you if you use it beforehand. Instantly crush you.
Oh,
Also, use any attack and it goes.
Yeah, same thing for Sun, for example, or as I said, every infinite density bullet. Since those are gonna hit you like 60 times per second. As I said, this skill is really buggy, so you have to know what you're doing with it.
So you'll need
I
a
mean-
couple games of experience to see the interactions between other bullets.
You have to know more about the bullet than the game knows about the bullet, because the game fucking fucks itself with the bullet because it just doesn't know what to do with it. Every time
Yeah.
someone uses it, it's like,
What
oh,
even
I don't know what to
happens
do.
to it?
Function doesn't work.
And yeah, there's also this special interaction that it doesn't hit any laser unless you're in the air. So I don't know. I don't know why this is like this, but it just is. So you have to know that if you're phasing against somebody who uses laser, you have to jump to cancel it.
Do you ever use the second part of the 2-2 where you launch the rocks?
Yeah, a lot of time. The B version only launches one rock and does 1 orb damage, which is really much. And you can punish border escapes afterwards pretty easily.
Is it air usable?
Yeah.
You're
Actually,
a Tenchi
there's-
player, wouldn't you know this?
I don't
Says-
use that. I use
Well,
says-
he doesn't really
Damn,
dabble in
yo,
kills,
he has,
he
like,
just sticks to the same
6
shit.
months under his belt.
In
You
6
can do-
months, I've learned everything about patchouli.
Oh,
You can do safe.
except for the weather.
yeah, well,
apparently.
for the
you-
spring haze much.
Oh yeah, except for spring.
With this skill,
Why
can
don't you just-
save air pressure that does 5 orbs without ever using G.8A or G.6A. So you can crush any opponent instantly if you have the rock shields around you by using the G.22 and G.22C.
What a nice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. So.
So that means 2-1-4 now.
Oh,
Earthquake.
earthquake.
I'll save that for last. You can
Yeah.
talk about Boomerang first.
Sort of.
Wait,
Fate.
Boomerang is a 2-1-4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Oh.
know. God damn it.
What the fuck, Morphin? You're the one who runs memes. You should know this.
I don't have
Boomerang-
any Tenchi deck, and the Tenchi deck I had was the experimental one, which has every single skill she has.
Boomerang is the most fun gimmick. Just use it to cancel your reversals, haha.
I mean, I think there was one combo video that was just a lot of boomerang. It was so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, because you can just cancel out everything with it except.
It has a lot of like cool 4A AUB combos mid screen. I think if that's what I remember from the combo video. I wish I still had it. I would show it.
Great for showing off, not great for anything else.
I mean, if it has that combo ability, then
No,
you don't
that's-
really hit that often in neutral with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but they're just not optimal.
It's
Alright.
the combos you do with it are also really bad because how is it called? The limiter that limits your damage in Soku.
Mm.
The rate at which makes combo deal less damage that if any move were done separately. Or what's
Yeah,
it
its
called?
damage is.
Yeah.
Alright. Nice meme.
It make it go down really fast, so you can't even use it for combos because it just
there's-
drains your damage.
There's really no reason to use it at all.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Because you can do Sword of Fate, but you can get your sword back by doing like 3A and 6A.
Or
Right.
J2C LC, which
Yeah,
is quite
but
nice.
how are you going to continue that? It has a long recovery.
Well, hold on. If you can land cancel J2C and use this skill in conjunction, you know, maybe you could spawn some tech here. I know you're going to be wasting a lot of spirit doing this, but it feels
No,
doable.
I actually do that. The thing is, like, you create a sort of a pattern in neutral to which you become predictable because the opponent knows that you're gonna land cancel every time. But it's still kind of neat, I guess.
It's neat.
Okay. All right. Now listen to this. Here's the mix-up. Instead of doing land cancel J2C, you land, and then you mash your 3 spell card reversal. Because when you fly up, you're gonna cancel the recovery by catching your sword. The secret tech.
But then you
Please
lose
stop.
3 cards.
Who cares? you leave yourself safe.
Well, the
You leave
bad
a statement.
three you lose 3 cards, but that's fine.
It sounds
Isn't
like some
Soku supposed to be about having fun?
Then there's
Huh.
also like canceling your J2A animation.
Memes.
I know. These are meme strats I'm thinking of. So,
Memes.
Yeah, I know. This is what this card is, a meme.
all right.
Why not
all right.
talk about
That's too bad. So you basically this card will never see competitive gameplay ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can be competitive with anything the fuck you want. It's just, you know, the thing
Yeah.
is about
You're good. If you get good, you can do anything you want, huh?
the thing is, like, you know you're clipping yourself, I guess. I mean, the same reason. Why would you pick Yuriko if you can just? I mean, why would you pick any other character if you can just pick Yuriko? If you're gonna play an outlander, it's the same. It's the same concept to me in the end.
All right, so there's some hope for Sword of Fate yet.
I don't know, like losing Earthquake is pretty bad.
In that case,
considered.
why don't you talk about Earthquake?
Even default is good.
Yeah, default.
Save the best for last. That's my obviously.
Oh, okay. Talk about D214 then.
Sword of Earth.
Default is good if you don't really have a good Master Quake. Very usable at level 1.
It says
You can combo
two.
off it.
There's only 2 things
Yeah, you can combo off of it. It's fair for like if you want to use it.
There's only 2 things you can
It's
do
not the best,
with this skill, actually.
What is it?
I mean default.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is one of them canceling from 6xv?
Yeah. No,
Oh.
668.
You can
combo with.
Yeah, you can combo from 6.
I just
You
wanted
can go
to
block
chat.
string from this, but you can.
IG,
But
Hug the ceiling like Belai and use it like that.
Fucking ceiling tech.
yeah, just go fly to the ceiling and spam this. No.
yeah. You can do this with the default 214. So this is all you're gonna use it. And also there's a gimmick in Typhoon.
Oh, that shit fucking hurts the Typhoon. That's right.
Yeah, which pretty much everyone
Obviously,
knows, but it's still important to
I'm pretty sure-
notice.
Which skill do you mean at the moment?
When you use this move in Typhoon, it
Ah,
bugs
8.
oh yeah, default 23214C does a lot of damage to Typhoon.
yeah, does like 3k damage at point blank. So
And it's
That's
because of
Pretty,
that that I
that's
don't.
pretty hard, but
It
no
is.
one else will jump out of it, will they?
yeah.
No, I
mean,
jumped
it's a
into
gimmick.
it quite a couple of times actually. I got hit by
You
it.
kind
a
of.
few
I
times.
just
Well,
stay
it's
away
good
from
place.
Tenchi.
Yeah, you really have to stay away from Tenchi in Typhoon, unless you're like Yuko and you can safely G to A everything.
You just be a gorilla.
I mean that's more or less Typhoon Play in a nutshell. Everyone has their highest damage strings. They will go for it.
yeah.
But anyway, we're still at at some point. We're at the point of mentioning spells, skills.
Nope,
Do you
we
want to
can't.
mention any more or not? Do you want to mention anything specific you guys use, others don't use?
We can't
Are we
skip.
skipping over
No,
Earthquake?
we can't skip Earthquake.
We gotta do Quake. Obviously, it's like the best Oki ever. No
Nice.
contest, 10 out.
For
Spear
Tenchi.
Blue.
It's the best Oki in the game, I guess. If you
I
know
don't
how to pull it off.
care
I mean,
about
I
Spear
guess it's
Blue.
good for Tenchi.
No, it's not that good because most of the time you're not gonna be able to use it. Like you can only use it if you use it against after a specific under against most of the cards, unless you're fighting Grayson. But this is why it isn't as strong as people think. Also, one thing I noticed is most people don't even try to jump and are pretty much really scared whenever Tenchi use it, since they don't know the proper timing for it and just keep blocking where they could have escaped 1,000 times. So
Quake is a very hard skill to master.
But is it worth running it? If, like, let's say you want to become the best Tenchi ever, do you
it's
think
important.
you running
Yeah,
the Quake
you have to know
than
how to
anything
use
else?
it.
Well, you have to be
Because-
confident in like that shit like increases in I think it really depends on how good you are offensively. I mean,
You-
of course, every top tier Tenchi is going to have some good level of deep offense, so
I mean, just say it. If you want to be the best Tenchi ever, do you think you should run the Quake or any other 214 or not? None at all?
I think
You have to run
Quake
Quake.
for sure.
No, it's
you
gotta
have to
be,
run
gotta be quick.
Quake, but only it's only important about against this character, Yuko, Remilia, Sakuya, and Raisin, because all of these characters have really abusable wake up that you can rely on when doing your.
So it's also character specific, but it's recommended if you really want to wreak havoc.
Yeah.
It can.
It's not even Sphere Bloom. It's like you always run Sphere Bloom if you want to be the best. If you want to be the best, then you're gonna have to use anything that's best for the matchup, I guess. So Azil does run like Alt 2 and 4 sometimes.
Isn't that I don't know, I feel like it's always a toss up between Sphere Bloom and Ceiling Lasers.
I mean, the default is dumb as fuck too, because you don't have any investment in it. You don't have to really invest in it, and like you can still do crossups with it as well.
Yeah.
I feel like Earthquake is really just the skill that gives you that extra offensive edge when playing Tenchi. Because you get the knockdown, you set up Earthquake, and you got an option. Like if they wake up in place, you can set up for a cross. If not, then you're catching their ground tech, and you already have good Okizeme. And what I know about this skill is that you have like a very short frame window between blocking low and really high, so you could actually potentially get 2 orbs of damage off of this.
Always 2 orbs.
It's actually
always?
You can actually make.
It doesn't matter. You take an orb even if you block high. Block low. It's the main thing is that you come in with J5A when you do Quake.
Okay.
Actually, you can use it faster. And
you get 2 orbs and
J.5A will come earlier or later, so you can abuse it as well. You can also cheese and just not use G.5A and 2A instead for 3 orbs if you know your opponent is gonna abuse the right block to border escape instantly. Yeah.
It's actually theoretically it's never really J5A and Earthquake never or almost never hit at the same time, but you can't really switch blocks that fast anyways.
Yeah.
So you're going to.
I see. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Oh, I like this skill. I haven't practiced it because I'm too busy.
If you're the computer, you actually can just take one I think orb every time and wake up. I think.
As I said, you only have to know about natural wake-up data for character to be able to properly use this skill. And I always refer it to Oku's, since Oku is the fastest. I pretty much, Oku and Megling, I adapt every other wake-up depending on how fast these are compared to those two. And just do it by feeling, I guess.
You feel it. Can you feel it, Tenchi?
It's sniping card. You can snipe people from.
Yeah,
I love using Orby when they try to dash at me.
The meme is staying full screen when you knock them down and they get up and try to high jump because you're full screen and you just Quake.
Yeah. Quake is AOB as little as it goes in.
I think I've done this to every single person on the server.
Must be really good. Because I feel like it's also really good for catching people who do who like to spam like the high jump 9, JD2, high jump 7, JD3. I don't know. You know, like people who really spam that jumpy playstyle. It's like, hey, just use Earthquake, lol.
And you also get so much out of it since you can push safely afterward. It's not just like a regular snipe like Mari says, which doesn't gives you a really significant advantage. Quake is really really good for this.
Quake is really broken.
Okay, well I think that covers most of the skills by now. I think we should hop into spell cards now because we do need to move this a little bit forward. So let's hop right into 2 spell cards.
We actually forgot to talk about Sky Attack, which I
do you want to talk about?
I mean, it's a fucking DP. What more do I need to know?
It's a DP.
The strings perfectly.
For example, it's not actually just a DP, and there's a lot of interesting properties about it.
Okay.
For example, the air usability is
really important.
I thought it was actually an air DP at one point until someone told me that it doesn't have.
Isn't an air
Oh.
DP because it isn't a DP.
It doesn't have any. Can you show something on screen? Like
So
this?
it doesn't have any DP
Oh, yeah.
properties. It's
Sorry.
just fast startup 623 that you can use in the air.
Yeah. Plus, people don't actually know
Yeah.
that a lot of strings,
Can you show
so they don't really match.
this data on screen? This is the hitbox for the air usage.
One moment.
And as you can see, it beats everything.
And its counter hit is pretty funny because it just sends an opponent absolutely.
Yeah.
But can you actually combo off?
For you.
You can also use it in. Yeah, it's a combo under, and you use it instead of pillars. Like if you want to use the rock shield, you have to use the sky attack as well, so you will be able to finish your combo in the air.
Actually, what happens in Blue Sky if you run Sky Attack? I think it's really, really busted if you run it in Blue Sky, but I've never experienced
Sure, it
run
doesn't
it.
do anything.
But-
Are you sure? I mean, you can
If you use it in
cancel
air,
most
think you
ground
can.
skills into it.
What did
But
you
I
say?
thought that the second you're in the air, it just won't let you do anything after.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
you can
safe.
for a distance. It come back down. You can pull it, but like for a distance.
It's actually safe on block in the air, so there's not much commitment in using it. You can also use it to punish air border escape safely. So, yeah. And this hitbox is really good. It beats
I mean,
every.
it's a normal DP as you know it from other fighting games. That's why I think it's a really strong card, but I rarely see anyone use it, so I'm always kind of curious why. Even in Blue Sky, I can imagine it being really great because you can cancel any other unsafe move into it.
People don't really use it because this DP is one of the hardest to use in the game because it's really slow. And you have to be really
It
careful.
has no compared to other.
Yeah, longest recovery also. So everybody is gonna be able to punish it for a full damage combo.
And
Alright. Well, moving on to spell cards, I think, right? Zero Fuzz?
Ja. Let me see, which
Yeah.
one was the first one? The okay, this one's very important because I noticed this one's used a lot in pressure and causes crushes. It's the
are we
Earth
doing
Sign-
2-card or 4?
Yeah, 2-card. Earth Sign, Sword of Unletting Soil.
Yeah.
This
Unletting
card
soil.
does 1.5 if you get 3 hits.
Yeah. And
That's more. But yeah, it's pretty good as 4-card. It was as well for pressure. Like you can if you set up quick, okay, right, get the J5A, do a 2A, get a ROM block here or there, and you can just crush this card. Pretty
yeah.
fun.
How many words is this?
It does to 1.5 something.
For a 2-card? Yeah, it's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Yeah,
pretty good.
but it only works. It only works in mid screen, and you have to
Yeah.
use 2B beforehand at point blank for it to do exactly 1.5 damage. Otherwise, the last hit will touch the enemy, and you won't get a combo out of it. So you need to know the spacing to use it. Otherwise, you're not gonna get much.
It's a thinking man's spell card.
Yeah, in the corner you only get
Thinking, man, it's
you
so
only
cool.
get 2 hits, 1 more damage. So you can use it if you only need 1 more damage.
You need to be a scientist. You don't have your
Oh,
PhD in Tenchi.
Tenchi is.
How do I get my
crazy
PhD in Soku Blaze?
Something
it's
that's
amazing. I'm actually in the process of writing my book.
How
boy.
to get good in 1800 steps by Blaze?
Mhm.
Next
Alright.
spell, which is actually, do you even want to talk about the other 2-card? The Sword of Rapture?
You word that weather card. Actually, I think it's a really fun card. It's just that it's bad for some weathers and decent for others.
Which card?
The
The two.
It deals enough damage regardless of weather.
It's bad in like Diamond Dust.
It's bad. Bad.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you use this in Typhoon, people forget they can actually block Typhoon since they don't have weather anymore.
Wait, it removes weather immediately?
Yeah.
Yeah, it removes the weather effect, so you can block in Typhoon if you get hit by
What the
this card.
fuck? You got me with that spell so many times and I never blocked it. Why did you never tell me that? Come on, bro.
That's why I was laughing at you because Zero used it in Diamond Dust.
And
he was able to tech out.
I was legit not aware of that.
Yeah, so yeah, don't use it in like Doctor. Actually,
Don't
that
use it
card
at
can
all.
work well for Spring Haze. They can't graze through your stuff and can't graze through your melee, so you can just pressure them. Decent for Sprinkle too, since they don't get their max level skills. But it's mostly just a fun card. It's a fun card. It's not like great, but it's fun. You can play around with it.
Alright, before I move on to the further spells, is there any spell in particular you want to talk about right now? All three of you.
Need to remind myself what's.
I think the most important would be the Force spell card, the laser.
Oh yeah.
Meteorological
We're-
Revelation?
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about 3?
Yeah, we'll just talk about this.
Alright. Hey, you wanna see a spell card that's literally just an enhanced version of 6-6A confirms into 6-2-3? You can just frickin' do I forget what it's called. The spell card slashing, where you can just 6-6A confirm it.
It does
Oh, Sword of Swagger?
Yeah, sort of swagger. You can just 6-6A confirm it.
Yeah.
Easy 3k damage, but eh.
It doesn't. Yeah.
The name is about pretty much the good thing about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I didn't know we were talking about Sword of Swagger. I thought we were talking about the
Yeah,
I
no, I just wanted to bring that up.
Megapachi, tell me about the 4 card.
Alright, so this card, it becomes really strong when there's weather. So you can hit confirm it off of any drill.
It becomes broken when weather, you mean?
Yeah, it's a 4 card that does 4k in weather.
You can hit confirm this with 2.
4.5k actually.
Yeah.
And
it does a lot of damage on block, so I always encourage Kenji players to use it to crush. In weather, it's really big momentum swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me of
2A hit confirms this.
It reminded me of like the Remelia's Gunganir, because it has like the same properties. You use it for like sniping at long range, crushing, just big damage, like a really good staple spell for Tenchi.
Confirm it off of a full
in weather, this does. Weather, this does 2.5. In non-weather, it does 1.1 orbs. Exactly. I believe. So you can crush with 2 orbs on. If you get a drill, and then.
And another note is that it ends the weather instantly.
And yes, it ends weather instantly.
Why does Tenchi always have to deal with the weather? Fuck.
Oh,
because,
I wonder why.
She has the sword that controls the weather.
Oh.
It's almost like her weather is Aurora, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can combo off of it, albeit depending on where you are. Well, you can if you're like if you're near the corner, you can do like if you're like away, you do it with 2-3 default.
It's inadvisable to use it actually in the corner because it won't get all the hits.
Well, if you're right up against the corner, if you're near the corner, you can get still combo off of it with.
Yeah, but only if you use /E beforehand. You have to use it, otherwise the spacing will always be bad.
But yeah, even if like in defense and you managed to, and you actually need to be wary, especially on defense if that card is out. Like if you're on the offense against Tenchi as 4 card, if she so much as pokes you out with 2-way, she can confirm that card. If you do get hit.
The thing people don't realize is also that you can punish a lot of whiffs with this card pretty easily, since it travels so fast across the screen. So you can pretty much snipe every whiff with it.
So it's a whiff punisher too.
Yeah.
So, wow. Alright. Guard crushes.
It's a really fast card.
Guard crushes, sniping, combos, and weather cycling, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a card that does
Tenchi has had it all.
What the fuck, dude? All in one card. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But only in weather. Only in weather. Weather
Yeah,
is
out of
like,
weather it only does like 2k in a combo.
Okay.
And weather is
Which
like
is garbage for
1/3
Tenchi.
of the time.
You can still crush with it.
So you said it ends weather. Does that mean it would do less damage if you're using this spell in the middle of, what is it, drizzle? Drizzle? Yeah.
Here we could.
Oh,
And
actually,
drizzle, it does like freaking 5k plus.
Oh, okay. See, I thought it
Oh.
ended the weather
No.
right away.
No. It ends the weather, and you
It
don't
still
get
has
any
weather
bonus
effects, but
No,
obviously when you use it in
doesn't.
weather, but obviously out of weather, it's not going to have this effect.
Okay, let's
But
say
it does end the weather.
Okay, but
don't-
wait. In heavy fog, you don't get lifesteal from it.
No.
What?
No, you
That's
don't.
bullshit.
You do not get the
Pretty
weather
sure you
effect.
don't get the drizzle boost then.
You
do
don't get the
No, you get drizzle boost.
You don't get drizzle burst.
You don't get heavy fog back, but you do get a drizzle boost. I know you.
You
Well,
don't.
that's
You don't get
bullshit.
drizzle burst. You don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get anything, I think.
I'm pretty sure it just takes the weather and
Yeah.
yeah, it powers it up. The weather ends the second your spell card flashes.
Yeah.
See, it just does so much fucking damage that it looks like it gets the drizzle boost, but it really doesn't.
Okay, well, since we have been talking for quite a while, I would like you, Zach, do you want to talk about any more skilled spells?
Let
There
me
are
ramble on
Rapture.
about
Because
the
we've
cancer.
been going on for quite a while, so let's kind of pick a last skill or spell and then move on to the autopilot topic.
Why don't we talk about the cancer? The 4 card.
State of Enlightenment.
Oh, I love that
Oh.
card. You,
The super fun.
you have super armor for like more than 20 seconds. I
For more than
swear.
20
And
hours.
you can talk about both. Come on now, I'm not giving you an ultimatum there.
Tell
So
me
you
about
like-
State of Enlightenment.
Well, I mean, I don't know if any of you played.
This
If any of you guys have played a super annoying Tenchi called Fear, that he uses 8 super. He uses eight of that, basically 4 Dragon Stars and 4 cards with defensive cards.
Is this
I
like?
think Quake
Is this
Well,
brain
I
dead
can understand
Tenchi
how
deck or
it works.
something?
That's just the kind of shit that an eco player would actually use, because Veil.
The homosexual kind, right?
It's pretty much gonna make it pull your hair out, because it's so annoying when you absolutely can't do anything when she's pressuring you. Even though she's gonna follow you around for a bit, but if like she manages to actually pin you down, you can't do anything for like 40 seconds. It's so dumb.
That's not true. I'm calling.
And then suddenly I start to feel like Morphman, right? I was like, oh, I can't do anything. It's
The pressure is too good.
That's the point where I'm not a scrub compared to you, because I know how to deal with super armor. I have seen that shit before so much.
Yeah, but your defense sucks.
Even in the stream, I even kind of use the super armor. Although I got with hit once.
Oh yeah, 4-card super armor.
it's just the best feeling though when you use it versus DP character, because you just give no fucks, and they use the DP, you eat that shit. You
Yeah.
punish.
And you take 25% damage.
I'll be right back. You talk about the super armor card.
I mean, if that's everything, yeah. I feel like that is everything about State of Enlightenment. You just activate it, you give yourself Typhoon effect, you go and fuck up the other player. Is that about right?
Actually, I got a question.
1 sec.
Can you even challenge this card, or do you have to run away?
No, it has a pretty long startup, during which you can sniper.
Okay, but what about during the spell? Because if you can actually end State of Enlightenment, like, I think that's something I'd be interested in trying to do.
You can't end it, but like
You can't end it.
Multi-hit moves are really strong against there.
It's
But
like playing.
block. She can't block during it, so you can. She can't block, so you can throw bullets if you're not in.
Or spell card even. If you have something that's really useful in Typhoon, you can use.
So basically, the Typhoon rules apply to Tenchi.
Yeah, with a defense boost.
It's like it's Typhoon for 30 seconds, and you can't block.
With a defense
I
boost.
think it's 20 seconds, but...
You can't block.
It's 15 seconds.
Alright, so that does seem like kind of like an Achilles heel, because if you're playing against a player or a character that has really multi-hit bullets, this is the kind of spell that would really fuck you up to get in that matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then ideally you wouldn't even bring it. Like I like to use it against Aya and Mailing and stuff like that.
So anyone who really has like, I don't know, meaty attacks, I guess. Anyone who suffers from like big recovery.
Yeah, but in this case, you just have to use the Rock Shield as well. That way you don't get staggered into bullets.
Alright. Is there any of the 5 cards you guys want to talk about before we move on?
I love Star Weather Rapture.
Yeah,
so
it's
funny.
really... There's one specific setup you can do with it that does like 2 orb damage. 2k damage and 1 spell crush, but it's not really worth talking about it.
Yeah, Scarlet with a.
You can use it as super armor.
One
DP.
card. Does the same amount.
Not really. It's really too slow to use it as any kind of DP. Just run a regular DP.
You can confirm it off of most counter hits, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, but it only does.
You can confirm this off of J8A, but it does a lot less damage.
You won't get much more than 4k out of it, which is actually less than 4 cards.
I mean,
That's
you can
true.
use the hot setup, which is like charge your J6, charge your 6V and then use it. What? I blocked that.
Both cards are kind of just like
Cry when they
you don't hit them like Uvera. Just no moves at all. They do a lot less.
And the other 5 cards is
World Creation Press.
Yeah, pretty much straightforward.
Oh yeah, Amy. Okay, good thing. Do not use this move.
You can combo after it for
to get the
6k
second hit.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but that's
just-
only mid-screen, right?
No, it's
It
everyone.
depends on.
Because
Yeah.
I thought if it's mid-screen, they'll land next to you, but if it's in the corner, you'll land too far away.
Like
No,
if they
they-
land farther away, you can actually still do a 6/6C, but that's a bit. I think that's.
And also sometimes I will have time to you won't be able to combo if you hit the opponent too high in the air at the beginning when you launch the card.
Oh, I see.
Drizzle 5 card is great, but the real chat is Scorching Sun.
Yeah. It's Scorching and it does like 7k damage.
What the hell?
Yeah.
How do you even achieve that?
This spell
And it doesn't do
insane amount of
7.
damage.
Yeah,
It
all
doesn't
around.
do 7k? Wait, what?
In Scorching Sun.
Okay.
Because you get both the bonus damage from hitting the opponent while being high in the air and the regular damage from Scorched Sun because the opponent is stuck in the air hitting the spell card. So, yeah.
Although I love when they're too high and you use it and it just
And
misses
obviously,
the second hit.
Yeah, mentioned before, like if you're
This
with,
is why
so like pressure without really having to worry about it.
yeah, this is why I stopped using it and only use 3 card instead, because you don't get this problem with 3 card. Also, 3 card already does 3.7k on its own on counter hits, which happens fairly often because this is a DP after all.
And it does. You can combo off of it in Monsoon. If
No.
I recall correctly.
No, you can't.
You can't.
No,
Oh.
it feels like it because the opponent
bounces
cannot
really
recover.
high.
Yeah, but you actually can't do anything afterwards. For some reason, no.
Yeah, and make sure not to hit someone that's directly above.
Okay, you people, we have been talking about Tenchi for quite a while, but we kind of have to cut it short, and we have a second topic, and it's about autopiloting and creativity.
Yeah.
And it makes me move right on into the Tenchi topic as well. Like, how can Tenchi, what's her room for versatility? Like, how can Tenchi adjust her playstyle to other playstyles? And how can she change her flowcharts into others?
I
move slightly different.
No, as I mentioned in the beginning on the podcast, the important thing to notice is that Tenchi has nearly every tool in the game. She has strong damage, strong pressure. She can have strong neutral if you pick the right skill card. Strong defense if you use a lot of DP, for example, and strong pretty much everything. And you have to use all of that that is available to you. I don't know. Yeah, that's what you have to do. You can't follow any basic flowchart as Tenchi and win neutral because she's just so weak.
Well, then let me ask Pachi and Crab, how do you adjust your pressure strings or neutral advances with the help of Tenchi?
I don't.
Tenchi just keeps
I'm usually the one being
stern and throwing his drills and hoping it will hit. Okay, but what does Pachi do?
I try, but I know I autopilot quite a bit. I'm sure Blaze can attest for that.
Oh yeah, you fucking do.
I mean, it's alright. Many players do, but how do you give a newer player a tip or an advice how to stop autopiloting or moving it to the same strings? I know it's something that everyone bothers with. I've seen other Elos players do it, I've seen other Suika players do it. I'm pretty sure Genki has seen other Yomo players
you haven't seen me do it.
going. Even Blaze. I'm pretty sure even Blaze goes into the same strings I've seen at Suika and Elos.
Only because it works.
How do you deal with that? How do you beat autopiloting? Is it something good? Is it something bad? Is it something you can work with, or that's bad for you?
You know how you beat autopiloting by mixing up.
To beat autopilot, you have to fight stronger opponents. Because this is where it really shows off what you're doing wrong, what you shouldn't be doing, and what's easily punishable in your user mix-up. So,
I mean, you say that, but how do you do it exactly? Like, pick a random character. I'm just gonna say pick Iku. What's the general Iku flowchart? A million J2As? Okay, but what can you do after the enemy blocks a J2A, for example? Let me ask you that.
J2A. it's not even a joke. Like, it's not even a joke. It's generally J2A, land cancel, J2A, jump back. I mean,
against Iku, you'd have to have to avoid getting hit by J2A or punish it with 2B. You can.
Less side.
I mean, okay, you just named some random strings, but someone who's completely new to it.
When you're fighting Iku, as a general, you want to use a lot of drills because she can.
Oh my god!
Really well.
I can't believe you forgot about that.
And if you really abuse it, the fact that she cannot graze well, you can pretty much put that fruit in a really dangerous situation. So this is what you should do about it.
Thus, there really is no tip for like new players to get good with Tenchi fast. They're going to autopilot, of course, and they're going to really die. Tenshi's a character that I feel like you die really, really early on.
Yeah. As soon as you start doing your usual shit, you're gonna get punished at every 6
really
at every checkpoint.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Also, Tenchi is not really a character that plays her game when she's playing Hisoku. That's sort of like why she doesn't really have a flow chart that you can really think of. She has all the tools, yeah, but she pretty much bends to the way the other character is playing. Like you see a character like Yuyuko, she makes her game, and Tenchi fights it. Tenchi doesn't make her neutral.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless you
She
run,
makes it when she goes into pressure.
unless you run Walk Shield. If you run Walk Shield, it's actually the opposite. You will force neutral when playing your game in here.
Yeah, I know Clea forces neutral when he.
Yeah. It's actually really effective if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I know you all have something to talk about it. Like, how do you feel about autopiloting in general and following flowcharts? I mean, I know even Genki has something to say about it. Yeah, I'm going to poke you now for
Well,
that.
let's go with everyone. Like, I guess everyone can say something else.
I think I wrote something down, but I can't find it.
Let out your artistic flow. Yeah. Don't be a square. Be a drill.
I would just like to point out this video is
Nice.
What the hell?
Actually, just write that sentence down, and we will pin it. That's actually not even a bad idea. I understand the point behind it. Don't be a square, be a drill.
Nice.
I mean, that's actually great beginner's advice, but they have to think about what it means.
Drills are multi-dimensional. There's some life advice for you. But hey, I'm not the only one that has these tips, right?
So,
Seriously,
about
is
the
anybody-
autopilot thing, I've been thinking. So, how do you want to, talk about this? I mean, autopiloting is both bad and also not so bad. It totally depends on what kind of, autopiloting we are talking about. After all, there's a difference between flowchart and autopilot. At least I prefer to, make a difference between the two. I feel like flowcharting isn't as bad as autopiloting. So, that's the difference.
You can't really say autopilot out of context, and it really, and for it really to really mean anything. If you say out of context and it doesn't really mean anything, it's just like, to me, it's just like a term like DP, Oki. That's
Okay,
what autopiloting feels
then
like if you take it out of context.
Let me
If you put
try.
it in context, then it actually makes sense.
Then what about so a flowchart for me is like a series of actions that makes sense. There is a logic in all of you're doing, and you can change on the fly.
Wait, so you mean like a flowchart can be like mash and wake up every time? That's not a flowchart.
No, it's like, let's say you do and they change something in that string. Let's say you're doing a full dial and they, I don't know, jump out before you finish or something. So your flowchart now changes. It's still the same, but you make a new route in the part where they actually adapted.
Okay, so to you, a flowchart actually has to be, in some ways, you actually have to know how the game would work, I guess.
Yeah, because
has
then
to
you
be something
adapt to
decent.
the adaptation.
Yeah.
It's basically like a big map of actions that you can constantly change and update whenever they, do something new. It gets bigger and bigger. While to me, autopiloting by itself is the act of playing without. You're still following a general idea, but you never change outside of that idea. So you do the same string, the same neutral, and so on and so on, even if you're as adapted. So yeah, what about that? I mean, I'm asking everyone. I think there is a big difference in this, and it's not just Tenchi. I think a lot of people just get stuck in this kind of problem. So
I mean, all right. Well, I think of course, it would all boil down to: does it work? Yes. Does it not work? Okay, change it up. But going a different part though, I don't think autopiloting. I mean, I don't think doing flowcharts. I mean, relying on flowcharts too much is really going to be the end of it. Because at the end of the day, this game has like way too many variables to keep up with flowcharts. And once you make a flowchart at a certain level, then you start to think, oh, these are all the options that I can really do. And then when something new happens, you're like, oh, I mean, I'm supposed to do this option even though it's bad, but it's the only one in my flowchart, so I guess I'm just going to have to deal with having a bad option on my flowchart. And that's what actually starts to get people stuck within a same skill level, skill bracket or something. And that's why, like, I say, like, I mean, you can have a flowchart, I guess, but your flowchart is just going to be like a small drawing in a big canvas for like the first many years that you play Soku, because this game is a lot of experience, and there's so many different situations that you can come up with. So all you have to do is acknowledge the fact that your flowchart is really small in comparison to what the whole game can offer, and that way you can keep growing with new options.
Yeah, pretty much what I think about a flowchart. So you basically start with something that is small or bigger, whatever you can do from the start, and then you slowly update whenever you find something new. I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah, the thing is, people tend to trust too much on their flowchart at one point. So at that point, I would just say, just trust the person who's better than you, even though, maybe like they also have a flowchart, but at least they can expand your ideas a little more. You're gonna have to trust someone else in the end, because you're not really going to be able to find everything out by yourself.
Let me ask our guesses for the the Tenchi guys, the Tenchi squad. So I know Tenchi, the general Tenchi player tends to be pretty to repeat himself a lot. I see a lot of 5AA jump, J5B, and so on and so on. So you guys tell me. You guys tell me about both, the flowchart and the autopiloting of things. Like, if you were to, I mean, general, if you were to talk about Tenchi in this kind of problem, or about autopiloting or flowcharting too hard or anything, what would you say? Like, what's your advice?
J2C spam. Don't yeah, J2C is a great move, but using it too much can really hurt. And if you just autopilot in neutral with that move, that's just not going to get you anywhere. And doing the same block string of like, you do like the basic 5A, 6B, and that you can. There are ways to.
There are ways to mix that up.
There are ways, but if you just like do it the same way, it's just where are you going with it? Like, Tenchi has the tools available to mix up, but if you're gonna do the same thing every time, people are gonna escape it pretty easily. Like,
yeah, it's Tenchi's worst
20x
to just have your pressure be stagnant, and they'll be able to read it extremely quickly. And if they just escape for free, and you lose out on a lot there, right? So mixing up is really important as her.
Yeah.
Because, like, if they get out without even border escaping, and it resets back to neutral, that's where you're at your worst, right? So actually having a decent plan is really important.
So basically, changing up whenever it's necessary.
Yeah.
No, yeah, just
like Tenchi pressure is interesting. like it's, but it's pretty bad. If you're not ambitious, because you can be.
Tenshi's pressure is actually fake. It's like
Did you say fake?
fakest.
I heard fake.
Yeah, you're a pretty fake player.
Because it relies a lot of people on people not grazing your 6B and other shit that aren't tight most of the time. So yeah. So this is why you have to mix up with a lot of things, because most of the things she does is easily finishable.
But does it apply to other characters as well, or is it just Tenchi specific?
I think
Well-
Tenchi, in particular, has way more tools than any other character in the game.
Bias not included.
You probably talk about this already. I mean, I was kind of in the background when you guys were talking about Tenchi. Sorry about couldn't find a way to join the conversation. But like, would you be able to, throw something in the mix as a way to start, doing better, so to speak, Tenchi
Heck,
pressure?
just throwing in like a 5A or a 2A in Tenchi pressure can really make a difference to mix up on ROM block.
Also, on any one block, you can reset your pressure. So, yeah, just abuse this as well.
How do you do that exactly?
You just 5A after one block, because it's plus.
Ooh.
You react to your ROM block, of course. Or you try your best to react to your ROM block.
I mean, you can just press the buttons. Whatever.
Also, yeah, a thing that can apply to other characters.
6A is also plus on one block, so this is really important to know.
That's really good.
It reminds me of when Ralau just 668 Splinter into Oblivion. He kept ROM.
Sounds pretty good actually. So she actually has something more. She actually can do pretty good, pressure.
Well, yeah. Even just like dash up 2A and mix it up with something else. 2A into 2A and then dash 2.
Also,
Classic that applies.
If I remember, she does have the spell card, to do some pressure.
And yeah, spell card for. Well, 2.
But because Tenchi doesn't have proper bullet cover, she cannot charge cards as fast as other character. So this is actually a huge problem with her. If you don't get early dominance.
Yeah, we're not Oku. We don't have charge moves that are plus. Even
yeah, I mean, all you really have is the laser. So it makes sense.
I think there's an actual Tenchi player who quit because Tenchi didn't get enough meter to get Quake really fast.
Name them. I need to know who they are.
No, those a Japanese player. I've heard from some.
Okay.
I don't know if it's real or not.
Ayate.
Wait, what's his name?
Ayate.
Oh yeah.
Hayate?
Yeah.
Hayete, right?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think I've seen him on
This is a guy that he has done the most amount of lab work on Tenchi than every other player. He was better than PA at the time.
albeit this is from like 13, but they're still very.
Yeah, I mean he probably is still better than Clea, like way better.
No,
These
yeah,
guys-
definitely.
Yeah,
The only person I don't think like he might have trouble with is Yuhei, unless they're the same person for some reason.
I really recommend people to watch Ayate's replays because they really teach a more orthodox Tenchi that is really easy to copy and follow. So
Are the replays on the wiki or?
Oh, this is from.
It's on the
about-
secret Keneteu
one.
pack.
Okay.
They're on the Tenchi server.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I see. That's pretty nice. Let's see. Overall, I think about autopiloting and flowcharting, pretty much there. Maybe the only thing I can think about is that it really helps when you play manually. You know, you're actually actively thinking what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you don't say that you're supposed to play games where you're thinking?
No! Don't be like, don't be all smug and all. Don't be all like that, because you know what I'm talking about. People tend to muscle memory through the game. Like even good players tend to do that. People forget to manually game.
Yeah.
If you really want to break the mold,
so wrong the whole time.
If you really want to break the mold of playing to autopiloty or flowcharty, I think it really helps when you start thinking your next action. Like you knock down someone and you actively think, I will follow and J5A, something like that. It's really small. It's something that doesn't take much. Just a moment you think about an action, but you are thinking about that. And if you need to change your approach to the game, it actually helps to think your actions, because then you can, how to say it, rework your muscle memory. And I think that's really important for breaking the autopilot.
Breaking
habit.
the mold. Mold breaker.
So yeah, I think that pretty much goes over the idea of autopiloting and flowcharting. Unless you guys go ahead.
Yeah, I believe people to start autopiloting, the easiest route is just to start focusing a lot more on the game. So this is done by looking, for example, more closely on your opponent's orbs and spell cards and the web as well. And the more you try to control about the game, the more you'll want to actually use your brain while you're playing. So, yeah. But you really need to have a proper understanding of your character's movements before being able to do this. Like, as we said during DC, like, most people weren't able to finish Rocket Dive from Seiki. And I mean, the main problem from this is not that people don't know how to finish Rocket Dive, but more like people don't know how to move their character at all.
You mean that people need to have more knowledge about it, so in that way they can actually react and act when something happens.
Yeah, I mean, this is like what I tell a lot of the newer players all the time. Whenever they ask for advice, I'm like, I think the first thing they should look at, is their movement. Get used to their character's buttons, because when I start seeing things like random button presses in the midst of neutral, where it's just straight up punishable, I want to point out that like they should be thinking about these actions, and maybe not incorporate these into their flowcharts. That's the best way to put it for me, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough topic. I mean, it's normal that when you start the game, you try to do your best and do whatever works.
Yeah,
Soku is kind of complicated, as you said before. The game has a lot of variables, so it's really hard to make it work by just flowcharting by itself. But most of all, it's probably just hard to actually understand how the game works at a simple basic level, because there are so many things to take into account every second. Like even just the weather. Like you have the weather gear up there, you're playing, you're not watching it, and out of nowhere typhoon and you're dead. And you can avoid that by simply watching.
You're about to go into a comeback versus an Oku player in a random V tournament, and suddenly Typhoon comes up, and you try to Oki the Oku, and she wakes up into 4A, and you lose the game. Right, Genki?
Welcome to Zoko.
Is this any specific you're talking about?
No, I was just naming a random Oku player named Axel Castle. That's all.
Man, that's an old callback. Jesus Christ. I actually remember that. You're right. It actually always ended. I actually lost by getting eaten wake up in Typhoon. Oh shit. I mean, yeah, at the time, a lot of the stuff. I mean, in my defense, the weather gear up there is not even. It's not even now to actually, keep in control. Sometimes, it's not easy.
I mean, meteorologists go to like college for 4 years to learn the weather, but Soku players have to learn that shit in less than 4 years. Come on, that's exaggerated.
Truly, we are the smartest people. Okay.
Well, also something I want to cover about this recurrent problem among newer players is that they always block way too much whenever they're facing a stronger opponent.
True. Though that's not really something about autopiloting or anything like that. It's more like a basic problem. Still connected to what you said before. If you lack the knowledge about matchups or just how the game works, you just kind of try to do whatever seems logic. And overblocking is absolutely a thing, sadly. You need to know when the opponent is actually not able to do more pressure and is faking by dishing or doing something that is actually jumpable, and so on and so on. It takes time to actually get through the basic phase.
Especially on wake up, some people just straight up refuses to do anything unless you start hitting them when they wake up. I don't know. Even if you're like half a screen away, they will still block until you hit them. So.
They keep working back. Sometimes it does happen. I mean, usually when people start the game, they also tend to jump up to the sky in the ceiling and then go left or right depending on the corner. I mean,
this is actually a viable strategy.
Okay. So Zero, I think it has been like 2 hours or something. We have been up doing. The guys have been up
about 2 hours 30 minutes.
The guys. Sub WAN.
That's a lot. So you guys, the Tenshi squad that we have here today, do you guys have anything else you want to, say before we move on to the final part of today?
I mean,
okay, Morph cut me off. That's one last thing about because.
Sure, go ahead.
Who starts?
What?
Who starts?
What?
Okay, I'll start.
Okay. Go. You guys, take your time. You want to say something that you can't say before? Go ahead. Take your time and say it. There's time.
Honestly, I could go on for a week. I think.
About what?
About Tenshi.
Tenshi what? We already talked about Tenshi, right?
Yeah.
Tenshi everything.
Tenshi everything. Oh,
there is always
people join the Tenshi army. I don't even know.
Hey, if you want,
there has been a lot of newer Tenshis lately, actually. Which is kind of surprising.
Actually, what were you going to say, Zero? Go ahead.
Chill your Tenshi server.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to say that too. Sure.
Like mod your Tenshi server. Come on.
What?
What?
Okay,
Megapachi, you sound like such a stoner.
you know what? Whatever, we will shield it for you.
Tenshi said.
Just chill, man.
It's how all Canadians sound. Don't be racist. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot Megapachi was Canadian.
Why? Why would
Like
you?
Yosebud.
Yosipal doesn't sound like a stoner.
Well, he's not really a Canadian, he's a fraud.
Ooh.
When
The
it was
band.
talk trash about people that are not even here.
Isn't Megapachi like from West Canada?
Mm,
No, he is from Toronto.
Oh.
Rob Zimmerman.
Yeah, Needle. Okay.
We're learning nationalities. So, I guess if you guys don't have anything else related to... I mean, you guys do have... we don't have the time, unless you have one last thing to say.
No, I
Yeah,
think that's it,
use more
honestly.
gimmick. Use more gimmicks. All the
Ooh,
time.
I like that.
Yeah, this is
A
how
gimmick?
you're supposed to play Tenchi. Use a lot of things, learn about everything, and use a lot of crazy things all the time. And don't
Be a scientist.
don't be afraid of playing dirty. This is actually extremely important.
I like this. That's a good call. That's neat.
I mean, from having played you, I know that you like to high jump and wake up a lot, Keneteu.
Yeah.
Fag.
This is people because people don't punish me for doing it.
The ad reads. Okay then. Zero, I think it's time to shine. The best part of the podcast, clearly.
What
It's
are
the
we
shilling.
showing? Oh, the shilling.
What you wanted to say, please?
Oh, it's just that for other characters, you usually talk about Toho lore and all that stuff that I never
Well,
really got.
I know we didn't really do that this time around.
Yeah.
Because
Look
as
at
for
it by
today's
yourself.
today's episode
No.
wasn't entirely planned. We had a short flow written for today and tried to cover it as best as possible. But well, we are 2 hours 30 minutes in, and we kind of need. To
We
move
are
forward.
still trying to
Yeah.
come back to our, original style. Though I actually wanted to ask, and I didn't. Does any of you guys play the character because you like the character, Tenchi being Tenchi and etc. etc. I actually wanted to ask that.
You mean player because of her personality, or like her fanon characteristics?
Yeah, I sexually.
Bit of everything.
Do you identify as a masochistic player?
I didn't.
Because
ask.
Oh,
I actually only started liking Tenchi after a year playing them.
I mean, yeah, Tenchi's pretty cute, honestly.
But yeah,
I was gonna main her at first, but then I realized that I always kept fucking dying with her. So
Toho
I switched
Tenchi
to
is
someone
top
easier.
tier. Toho Tenchi
Yeah.
is top tier. Soku Tenchi is like a garbage IMO. And then AOCF Tenchi. And then AOCF Tenchi
Wow.
is
AOCF
is good shit.
Tenchi just gives me like the worst.
Soku Tenchi's still better than Soku Pachi, excuse me.
Lamau.
Soku Tenchi is really, really good, but you have to invest an absurd amount of time in training her. Like, the only reason why Clea is good is because it's played for 10 years already.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is why he plays so good in Nurtural, because he just has all that experience from all over the year, despite
10 years is a lot.
Oh, thanks.
despite still doing shitty combos.
By the way, the only reason I really said that is because I just get frustrated over losing the Tenchi pressure. I don't know. It's just very aggravating to lose the Tenchi pressure.
I mean,
It's such...
as a general prediction, that's going to be how you're going to face most people kind of pressure at a higher level. That's how you're going to feel. And that's why I tell people like you better get used to running defensive cards in the future, because that's really it. Like you're gonna have to run them no matter what.
Yeah,
You're gonna
it's-
face racings and all that, and it's gonna become impossible to get out of the corner really easily.
Yeah, this is just that it's easier to do pressure as Tenchi, so this is why people associate with this kind of inescapable pressure, but pretty much every character can be as annoying as
Yeah. Like hell, I feel like Raisin can be super scary. She has a little bit harder. I mean, she does have this. It's just less direct, I guess. Also for Yomu as well.
Yeah, but
They'll let more hear you.
Raisin really depends on big character knowledge and crazy.
Absolutely. You'll have to tell me a whole lot more about Raisin once we hit that episode. Actually, I think it's just about time we hit our Q&A session. We're about to close it down. In the meantime, if Chad has any questions, feel free to ask them now. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll ask you guys, Keneteu, Megapachi, and TapDancingCrabDemon, if you enjoyed being on the podcast, and if you would actually like to find yourselves on the podcast again in the future.
I think I should. I should be here again because I'm basically the entertainment.
Understandable.
I'm the only one that even bothered to meme here.
I'm sorry. We had to do it. I'm sorry, Tabby.
Wow.
Wow.
You're getting too much attention and I got jealous. Took you.
And you, Megapachi?
Yeah, podcast is pretty fun. I'd do it again.
It was nice to see you guys here, though. I'm happy. I actually never got to see Tabby talk. I thought it would scare me a lot more than it actually does.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Crab was like, when I was thinking about like our Tenchi players, the first couple of people that came to my mind was like, oh, Crab Demon, oh, Keneteu, and I was like, oh right, Megapachi,
Damn.
Hey, but it's all good. We still got you.
Yeah. Who's Megapachi even?
Who? And what about you? Wait, how do we say your name? Is it Keneteu? Keneteu?
It's actually Keneteu.
Keneteu?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the official Hisouten pronunciation that Tessero gives, because Tessero is the Hisouten leader, so his pronunciation is Keneteu. So.
Keneteu.
Okay, we got a question from Normac who says, "Where's Goaty?" I can't answer this because Goaty is everywhere.
You answered your own question, Norm. Goaty went to go die.
Woo lad. Woo lad.
Got him.
Yo, I mean, he does show his face every now and then, though. Like, you can't really recognize him. Doesn't he always play like a white Aya? A white Aya or like
Raisin.
Raisin 2. Is it Gotti or Goaty? I say Goaty.
I think it's Goaty.
I call him Gotti.
No, actually, I think it's Go Die. Like, you know, Go Die. No. Yeah, I think that's his name, actually.
Considering the personality, I think it's Go Die.
Oh, okay. I say Gotti.
Become God.
Got him.
Got him.
Who is the best Western thing? She asks Chirumiru. It's me. Okay, no.
The answer is gonna be, that question is gonna be answered. Character tournaments. Yeah.
Oh, obviously, the classic stuff we don't do. What's his
bit of shilling right here. So in 1 week from now, presumably, actually, I don't think, do we have it scheduled? Well, there should be a DC on next month or next week. It should be on March 11th, which falls on a Sunday.
Yes, I already made the announcement, so go check it out.
Hey, not bad. Tessero is back on schedule, so you guys will probably see another Soku set this coming Saturday. So if you guys want to play more Soku, go ahead and check that out. Check out Tessero's channel. He plays a lot of Soku, streams a lot of Soku, and has all sorts of Soku content on his YouTube channel.
Also, we have other questions from Zimo. Zimo asks,
go ahead.
Hold up, how do I actually dodge the drills? I mean,
just beat.
We were talking about that for 1 hour. No, actually 2. So, but again, you guys, can you answer this?
Yeah, the reason why people bring this a lot is because they don't know how to graze.
That's literally the only problem.
Yeah.
Also, like, that drill has grace resistance, so and it slows down when you're like gracing it, so it's kind of strange.
If you can move properly, then Tenchi's drills aren't an issue.
This is something I'm confronted to a lot.
FC to the face.
Just that most people don't know Grace pattern, or just messes up at some times, and are just forced to block drills or get hit by them even. So this is just their problem. I mean, just move better. Just know you.
Got him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Better, man.
We have also, if you were to give Tenshi one buff, what will it be?
Make her drills do 20% towards the limit instead of 30.
I'd say bring back
Yeah.
bring back
Well,
one of
you
them.
probably run out of spear.
Hell no.
Wait, what buff was that, Keneteu?
Bring back one orb damage on Druid.
Oh
Instead
man.
of front 9.
Can we fix 5
Which move?
for versatile 5 card? Fix it. Also make the drill the size of the screen. I'll make the rock the size of so.
I mean, the current configuration of 5 card is good already because it just does so much damage that it's actually understandable that it's all out to then. If you get to full combo, it's like 5.7k damage, so it's normal that it's hard to. Yeah.
Do we have any more questions? I don't think it does. I think we got anything else.
Zach, why do you?
You were saying?
Why am I in place of Megapachi?
Because Morphman went away, I think.
Which
Classic
tells
Morphman.
me it really is just about time to shut down.
Okay, so well, we only have the shielding. Again, next week we will have the. For sure, we don't have it on the calendar yet, but we are going to get it pretty soon on the calendar if we have Asogu Saturday. For the C, we have on Sunday again Sunday 8 p.m. Central European Time, etc. Join, play, the usual. We don't have any news on the beginner beatdown, sadly. We will add that on the calendar as soon as possible. So, do we have anything
Also,
else?
Zero, I'm honored that I could actually.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Crab. What was that?
I'm glad that I'm you. My avatar.
Crab has some EU Wi-Fi.
I think that's what's been happening this entire podcast. Crab, I think you need to check out the internet because you've been cutting out quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot.
Before I shut down, I do have one thing to announce.
Okay.
Within the next couple weeks, I'm going to try to get a new layout set up for the podcast and Dream Chasers because we're almost on episode 20 of the podcast and we've been running with the same stuff. So look forward to a new podcast layout, a new Dream Chasers layout, and a new playlist as well.
Jeez. Actually, there's one last announcement before moving to shutting down. Sorry, I'm gonna tell myself. So we went and I already, made the vote for the next character, and considering the votes, I think we can announce it right about now. With a really pretty strong, victory, lots of votes. Alice got 15.
Ew, Alice.
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 So on the Hisouten podcast 20, you guys are going to see Alice talk. No.
Wait, how many characters do they have left?
We got about 8 left. I think we
8?
got 8. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez,
8.
I didn't know race
total.
was that unpopular.
We are almost done. I think after Alice, we are going to see a Patchouli episode. That or Yukari.
That was actually surprising. Yeah, you got 10 votes on Patchouli, 15 on Alice, and then 9 on Yukari.
Yeah,
I'm starting to think we should get the Yukari one done a lot quicker, because I don't know how long Irok's gonna be around, and I want to get him on a podcast.
No, he's only towards the end. I don't think he's gonna.
Oh man,
I don't think he's gonna be here.
The votes are changing, spooky.
I'm still an option. Vote for me so we can talk about me.
Are you an option? Oh, jeez. Like last time when we had the Gachimuchi. Man, the Gachimuchi.
We should do a Gachi after all, because he's no longer.
It's like the best Soku character.
Gachimuchi. Okay, so next time we will see you on the podcast for some Alice. Be here or not. We will be here anyway. We don't care about you. But yeah, seriously. That I think Zero, we can close it out. See you guys next time.
Shoutouts to Billy Harrington. I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Yeah, okay, have a nice day.
Bye.
See ya.